Hello and welcome. Welcome to the Monday Roller Wiener edition of Trucking Answers. It's 12:30 p.m. about here Eastern Time. We do this every week at this time. I want to say hello to everybody, and I don't know why I'm talking like that, so I'm sure everybody saw stuff that's going on this weekend, and there's some stuff going on. What's happening out there? Well, Brake Check Week's coming up. Hey, the Sell It on XCOO gets a sad day, and you're going to love this story. I'll probably even do a video about it this week. It's so great. I just love these kind of stories. I mean, couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Pam gets a new CEO. Maybe that will help them recuperate from all their problems. The FMCSA confirmed September 29th will be the day they're going to implement the hours of service. They are not going to delay it. I guess unless a lawsuit or whatever. But as of right now, they confirmed that they read all everybody's comments, and too bad it's going into effect that day. Peaceful Chicago looters steal everything from downtown that they can get their hands on in a peaceful way to say this is peaceful. So, and we have some stock information as always. And what a change of events on those as well. Pretty interesting, I thought. So, there you go on that, and I'm doing clicking things, and hopefully we'll continue to stay up on the clicks. So, I had Michael Muller first on Friday, and Darth Helmet today. How about that? That was pretty good first today. I love it, right? Wild Bill, what's going on? It's good to see you here. Roger Penske is here today, Rhino. Look, I use that strawberry lip gloss. Don't knock it till you try it. It's the best. It's super good. It's so tasty. Darnell Rhodes, what's that? Corona in one hand and Wiener in the other. That's a problem, as long as it only stays in your hand, right? Kitty Ling. Why is there no trucking union? Because drivers are always against these unions. And it's funny. Well, I heard a thing just this weekend on XM on one of the Freight Waves things where they Freight Waves talks about stuff like they know anything. A driver called in because they were talking about wages. He said, look, I'm a union driver, make $120,000 a year, and I pay $56 a month only in union dues, and that covers my insurance and everything. He goes, and we're hiring all the time. And then, of course, Freight Waves, even on the show, has to poo-poo that. Oh, well, but look at unions. They don't know what to say about it. It's just ridiculous. I mean, why is that a bad deal? They're like, well, union. You have to pay all that union dues of $56. Let me tell you, that's less than insurance. Think about it. Christina Jones, hello. Trucker Hershey, early bird gets the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese. I love it. Red Monkey Trucking is here. Hello, it's good to see you today. Al Johns. Hello. Hey, Jeanette, what's happening? And as I go here, James Faust, hello, it's good to see you today. Douglas Parker, you're going to Lincoln, Nebraska. What's going on out there? Are you going to a Crete terminal? Aren't they out there somewhere? Or is it the Schaefer terminal? Right. Who knows? Randy, hello. Christina, thoughts on the economy? 400 a week extra unemployment. I don't know if we can do that. Let's be honest about it. Look, the Congress appropriates money, so that's a problem. You can't just sign money into people's hands. I don't know. Look, I'm not a constitutional scholar or whatever. It seems to me that the 400 he can't do. Now, the payroll tax that is going to be ended, I think he can do that because he's ending a program. He's saying no more. But collecting money, I don't think so. Appropriating it like that, I don't know. It seems like he can't do it. It seems like it. Let's see. Today's the best day of the week where we get to watch Trucking Answers and feast on roller wiener goodness. Chris, that's exactly correct. Right. Both hand, double feast them. Double fist and double feast them. Let's see. Dave Johnson, the suspense. Yes. For me, too. I didn't know when I would get started. Nick Vest. Good day. Hello. Kevin is here. That's why I got started. I saw that and I thought, it's time to get started. The reason Monday's a good day, CJ Hudson, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. That's my reason for a good day when everybody's here, so I love it. Cassius King Trucking is here. Good morning. People don't know this. He already had 7 live shows today, so that's pretty good. People may want to go over and check out Cassius King. Basically, anytime turn the channel on, he's on live and talking to everybody. It's a lot of fun over there, so go check him out. How about that? That's pretty good. Al Johnson's living in a hotel in Gulfport till we get our new house. It's stressful, but Roller Wiener Monday. Wow. I hope it's a nice place. Maybe one of those extended stays. Yeah, get a place to live down there. Jason R., hello there. Out of change, GM. James Faust, giving you time to rest. I appreciate that, too. Put your roller wieners in the air and wave them like you don't care. That's exactly correct, especially today. But not in Chicago. Somebody will steal them. Some peaceful protester will steal them. peaceful looter, right? They raised all the bridges in downtown Chicago. Did everybody see that? They basically blocked off downtown. The whole town last night. Tesla, they were in the Apple store, all these looters. There were plenty of pictures of them. They didn't have masks on. I wonder why nobody said anything about that. Oh, because probably the Rona knows only to go get people that are in a nursing home. Supernova's on time. I appreciate that. I agree with the statement of crimes require punishment. Exactly. And that's all from the Chicago thing, right? Lori Lightfoot, who's the mayor of Chicago, came out and said, we're going to punish everybody. You will be tracked down. Look, they can't track people down that are committing murders in Chicago. That's why I got out of there years ago. That was a long time ago. So her chance of arresting thousands of people, I would say unlikely. You're the romper room reflection mirror when announcing the participants. Basically, yeah, Sherry, I can't remember her name, right? Yes, exactly. Probably you and I are the only ones that remember that. TJ Jones, greetings from Cheyenne, Wyoming. Truck broke down. No ETA. That stinks. I hope you get a motel too. If you're a company driver, tell them motel. And if you are an owner-operator, tell yourself, I guess I should go get a motel. I'm just going to steal this Keurig coffee machine in the name of peace. Cash is king. Yeah, exactly. And an Apple iPhone 11 Pro or whatever, because they showed everybody in the Apple store, and then you go over to Tesla and put it in your Tesla and take it out of there. Ironically, Tesla will turn the car off and won't charge. So that's the funniest thing about it. Alexandra, hey, hope you're doing well. It's good to see you here today. Can I still drive on Interstate? So far, until they tear those down. And I was thinking, where are people going to protest if there's no Interstate to go block? They're going to have to go block side streets. Who wants to do that? Darth Helmet is back here today. Richard C., hello. People from Chicago look at people from West Memphis and wish they had that kind of class. No doubt. I mean, come on. What does looting a Tesla store, which they showed, or an Apple store, have to do with anything? Okay, what does that have to do with anything? How does that change anything? That's my question to anybody that's doing those type of things. What does that change? TJ Jones, hit the like, and trucking answers deserve the support. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Hal Hoodwin, waiting on a load to get steamed in Charleston, West Virginia. All right, getting it steamed. What kind of load gets steamed? That's pretty good. I'm Mark from Trucker Jeremy out of Roanoke, Virginia at the moment. All right. Well, what's going on? Good morning from Poolside in Houston. Wow. All right. Somebody's got a nice union job down there. Poolside in Houston. Of course, Poolside in Houston, as everybody knows, is anywhere you've stood for like 12 minutes. You're basically standing in a pool of your own sweat, especially at this time of year. Horrible. I mean, it was really hot here yesterday, so I can't imagine what it is down there. Believe me. Chris Keller, you're off today. Construction job was supposed to be on. Today got canceled. Construction, it's so iffy, right? It's just so iffy. How much will the payroll tax cut really help? Well, whatever you get taken on in payroll tax won't come out for the rest of the year, supposedly. So anything is something, right? What, 20, 40, 60 bucks maybe? I don't know. It depends how much you get your payroll tax taken out. That's your FICA, Social Security, that kind of stuff. Jacksonville waiting to pick up an Amazon load. Tabby Media waiting to pick up an Amazon load. Now, where does a Jacksonville Amazon load go to? Probably here. I think the wife ordered something the other day, so maybe here. She goes, I put another Amazon order. I'm like, wonderful. So where would a load from Jacksonville go, though, for Amazon? And is it one of those Amazon trailers? And I assume since you're taking an Amazon load, your truck is made in sometime in the early 80s. Be careful driving in the interstate, Trucker Hershey. The road might suddenly be gone. Yeah, they're just going to tear the roads out. Like, you can just do that. Tens of thousands of miles of interstate? Oh, let's just tear these out. 100,000 miles? I don't know. What do you do with all the cement? That's number one. I guess the upside of it would be all the jobs. Think of the job creation. If you actually say that passes and they go, we're tearing out every interstate. How many thousands of people would that take? It'd be almost like an FDR Works program. How about that for a blast from the past? Red Monkey Trucking, hello there. It's Al Johns at 7 Live Show. He does that many shows every day. People don't know. I think he did 2 more since I started. Happy Roller Wiener Monday. Jim Trucker's here. Alex Yoper, the road driver, checking in from Chicago, dodging a 294 closure. Why is 294 closed, which is the tri-state tollway for people from the area? Jerry Albano, you're doing a great job about trucking. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Just trying to make the place a little better for everyone. Al Johnson, it's an extended stay that smells like weed and depression. Oh, so wonderful. So some mega trucking company probably uses it to house their drivers there. Weed and depression. That's the line of the day. They should put that on their website. Cash is King Trucking. I got more energy than a meth addict and more to say than a New Jersey housewife. Come on over and catch a live show, no doubt. If there's something to say, he's going to say it. Yeah, the 294 closure, what is up with that? What happened in Chicago? I'm not watching the corporate media, Tabby. Well, I'll tell you what. You can just basically Google up Chicago looting. Last night, the whole downtown, the Magnificent Mile, as they call it, Michigan Avenue and all the nice shops downtown, were all looted by hundreds, if not thousands of people in bands of looters that were driving around. Some people drove cars into stores. The Tesla store, they showed that. The Apple store, all the nice stores downtown were looted. Windows busted out. Eventually, the mayor lifted all the drawbridges. For people that don't know, downtown has tons of drawbridges to stop people from coming and going. You could go on LaSalle Avenue one way in and out. It was a total mess. A total mess. And it doesn't solve anything. Whatever your issue is with whatever the problem is, looting an Apple store is not your problem unless your problem is with Apple. Okay? And you still shouldn't loot the store. You still don't have a right to take things that aren't yours to just prove a point. What kind of point are you proving? I don't like it. I don't like the looting. I don't like it. Go work and get your own Apple phone if you want. I mean, who wants an Apple phone in the first place? I mean, what the heck kind of stores have to go loot an Android store at least? So I don't know, but that's what's been going on there. Yeah. Well, Wild Bill says it's I-94 that's closed. Oh, great. That's even better. Al Johns thinks Cash King Trucking has an informative and fun show. I love it. Whenever I can get on one, he has so many I can't get in all the live shows. Get in on one. Mayor Beetlejuice is an idiot. Not a lot of people like her. Payroll tax will save 7% or $70 on $1,000. That's $3,500 a year, right? So what? $1,700 between now and the end of the year. $1,600. Not bad. I'll take it. Misty's here. Good morning. Trucking Edge Peeps. Good morning to you. They need to arrest those folks and throw the book at them. This is BS, Alexandria. Yes. The problem is nothing will happen to probably most of them. The only ones that'll get caught maybe are ones that posted something on social media. It's brilliant. Look, I got 12 iPhones last night. Bingo, you're arrested. Otherwise, no, nothing will happen to anybody. And that's a real problem. It's a real problem. James Faust asks who I drive for here. Well, as you know on the channel, I don't say who I drive for, but that's for new people. So that keeps them out of my videos. And I think that's a good idea to keep the company out of your videos. They don't get a say in what I say, and I also don't recruit for them. Like a lot of people out here recruiting for their company, let them go get their own drivers. That's what I think. So that's why we do that here. Roger Penske, as his Honorable Richard J. Daley, he is a former mayor of Chicago. The Chicago policeman is not dare to create disorder, dare to preserve it disorder. Yeah, exactly. How about go back to work for Big Country? Go back to work for GP Transco. I don't work at GP Transco. They may be on the show later. Wild Bill, we just caught that. The government can trace a calf back to over 100 years ago. Money gets tracked back 40 years and only, okay. Apple can locate the stolen merchandise. They can tell them to politely return the iPhone. The thing is, the phone won't work either. If you take a phone, Apple's not going to turn on. They got that IEI or whatever, IMI number or whatever. I guess what'll happen, what I usually see these, is they get sold. They're sold on, Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, and you meet somebody in an alley for a phone for $300, and then you find out it doesn't work. That's how people make money on that stuff. And this car, Tesla's not going to let the car charge. They can turn the car off so it won't accept a charge. So I don't know what you do with the car either. You probably use it to do other lootings. Darth Helmet, California and Ohio. That's pretty good. Oh, thank you, Wild Bill. I appreciate that. TJ Jones, it's 90s in Cheyenne. But is it humid? Like here, it's super humid out today. Red Monkey Truck, Big Country. They're a great company. All right. That's all right. I agree. And let's see. Let's put their thing up right there. All right. There's some GP Transco info right there. How about that? They get a slide. All right. And we're clicking here. Have you ever worked at GP Transco? I don't work at GP Transco, so get paid awesome money where I'm at. I'm home every day. GP Transco is mainly road drivers, and they're not near me. They're not close enough to me to be home daily, so I don't work there. So there you go. Get paid awesome money where I'm at, but considering dot trans for more home time. Anyone got info? All right, there may be a dot driver here. Gulfport is so hot that Gulf breeze coming in feels refreshing. I know. You're way down there near, the border, and it's just of the water. The border of the water. The whole place is humid. I always thought Houston was like the worst for weather. The worst for humid weather, but I know it's horrible down there. Tax is only getting deferred. You still have to pay come April, Trucker Dave. So is this payroll tax? I've heard back and forth about this. I actually didn't look into it, which I guess I should have. So if you're not paying it now, are you really gonna say people have to come up with $1,700 or whatever in April? That seems like people would be pretty upset about that. So, but is that how it's gonna work? Red Monkey Trucking's been there 4 months. What's up, Marcus Swift on the live? I appreciate you being here. Not really. I purchased a 2021 Freightliner. These hard times of COVID. Really? So I'm sure you have the newest trailer ever pulling newest truck ever pulling these Amazon trailers. We all see these old trucks pulling for Amazon. So yikes. That's good though. I'm in St. Joseph, Missouri at the Lowe's Flatbed DC waiting on my load. All right. Everybody's waiting for a load today. Are you going to get a load at a flatbed place? How's it going, Mark? Todd Heifel. Todd from Little Rock, 95. I know, it's so hot out today. What's up with Indiana only paving the hammer lanes these days? Because they want all the car drivers that are going 1 mile an hour faster than trucks to get going. Why weren't we doing this when everybody was shut down? That's the thing in Indiana. They didn't have anybody out working on the roads. Trucker Hershey parked for 4 days off. That's awesome. Paul Harris's deconstruction of FDR interstate system. Yeah, we put it up with thousands of people, and now we can take it down with thousands of people, which it would be many, many people, let's be honest about that, would be working. Rule of interstates, does all this remind you of LBJ? What did you do today? Oh, right. It doesn't remind me of him, but yeah. Where did I go off to here? I've lost my spot. There I am. Christina, I saw that they closed downtown Louisville, so there's no more riots. Really? So you can't get through Louisville now? That's awesome. So pretty much cities are just going to be closed then so that there's no riots and protests and looting. Right, I love it. Don't I own a truck? What make and model? ProGen. I do not own a truck. Don't own a truck. Trucker Beetle Bailey. Riots, exactly. Hopefully you're not stuck in one. Okay, steamed loads, liquid loads, typically thick oil and are fats, like lard. Oh, like those tubs of lard that need to be heated in order for them to be off. Oh, so they're literally, I was wondering about that. They're literally steaming the load so it comes out of the trailer easier. That's pretty good. Marcus, do we get the extra stimulating money added to our checks? Not yet. That hasn't passed yet. They're at an impasse. Oh, there was a shooting at I-94 Torrance. That's great. I used to live over there in Lansing as a kid. So that's pretty awesome. So that's close too. Wonderful. They need to send in the U.S. military. I know. I mean, it's sad that we have to patrol the streets basically with military. It almost needs it in Chicago just so people won't steal stuff that doesn't belong to them. What is the country coming to? How about go work for stuff? How about that? Misty left Chicago 25 years ago for a reason. I know. I mean, I got out of that whole area too. I just can't take all that. Finally got to stop at the Iowa 80, Trucker Hershey. Nice place. Could only stay an hour. Oh, well, you need to spend a day there. It's the food court itself. Gigantic. I mean, the whole place. There's trucks inside. If no one's been there at Iowa 80, they have semis inside the building. Every driver, it's like Mecca. You have to go at least one time in your life and stop at in Walcott, Iowa 80. Christina, the taxpayers will be on the hook and insurance will pay and go up because of the insurance claims that the companies file. That's correct. It doesn't even hurt the company. So you go steal a bunch of phones. You think Apple's Michigan Avenue store in Chicago is not insured? It's insured. So they're going to make a claim. And then everybody's insurance goes up and then they have to raise the price because their insurance costs go up. Come on. Of course, the people that are taking the stuff don't care because they don't pay for things. So it doesn't cost them anything. Just ridiculous. I'm so sick of it. They need to arrest that beard. Yeah, exactly. If I worked on the Chicago Board of Tourism, I would have quit a long time ago. What a tough job that would be. Come and see Chicago during the day. What's happening, Mark? I'm heading to Blainville, QC from New Jersey. Really? What's going up there? Pacific Big Boy fan. It is ridiculous. I agree. Apple users lack the right to repair. I bet they were stealing parts so they could be able to fix their broken devices. These are just disgruntled Apple users. That's what they should have said. Who can't fix their own phones. And I agree. That is a true story, and I agree, right. Back to Android they should go. How is pay doing per mile for drivers now? Well, company drivers should be doing the same they were. Pay, I don't have rates every week. They only put them out once a month, but pay rates were up last week. And all were over $2 for van, reefer, and flat. So everybody seems to be doing good at the moment, it seems like. Good morning, which is the best GPS? Anybody using a GPS? I don't use a truck GPS. I'm not a fan of them. I got burned on this Garmin one that they have on our tablets for the ELD. I don't like it at all. I think it's horrible, actually, and Garmin ought to close, considering how bad it is just around town. I tried it around town, and it's sending you down side streets and stuff, so not a fan. Okay, Rand McNally is the best truck GPS. Was sent the wrong address for pickup twice this week. That stinks. First one said they moved 8 years ago. Trucker Hershey. Well, you don't expect a place to keep up every 8 years on addresses. I'm always surprised when a shipper consignee, when their address is wrong. I mean, do they not know where the place is they're doing business with? Come on. We do the same thing, though. New drivers will come in, and they'll send them somewhere, and we have directions to a lot of places that we go regularly, like a lot of places do. And you look at the directions, and they're, like, way wrong. I'm like, we've been going to this place for 10 years. Why do you not know where it is? And you can submit a change to the directions. So there's a form. You fill it out. I want to change this. And you put down the correct directions. I've tried it. And then I go ask for the directions a few weeks later, and they're still wrong. They don't do anything about it. Stupid. Just stupid. It costs the company money. It doesn't cost me any money. It costs them money when drivers are getting lost. You'd think they'd want you to get there because they're wasting their own fuel. Did you hear about the payroll tax deferment? Yes. Apparently payroll taxes, no more tax collecting till the end of the year. The car you parted out, for example, just the batteries are thousands of dollars used. This is for the Tesla looting. I'll tell you this. Looking at people that might loot, I don't know if they're going to be parting out a Tesla. That I will say that. Maybe. That's kind of speculative. Alexander did 14,000 miles at Schuster your first month. Criminy. That's a lot of ice cream to deliver. That's good, though. It's good. They keep you rolling. That's way better than you were doing. As a casual reminder, I'm back to posting videos on my channel, Chef Matt. All right. Go check out Chef Matt. Chicago is lost, where I lost my thing here. Where'd I go? It's crazy. I agree. Right. Misty won't get held responsible. Yeah, dispatch never. They don't care about that. The keyword on the tax is deferred. I'm going to have to look that up. So how that exactly is. I was a little more happy about it till now. Mark for President 2020. That'd be something. Soon I will announce my running mate. I've heard Amazon has started requiring nothing older than a 5-year tractor. Oh, Misty, really? They wouldn't be able to get their loads pulled. Apparently there's only one person with the 2021. My stuff would never get here. A Schuster worked for them in 2019 for 6 months. Say hi to John Peters. That sounds like a fake name. He loves to favor his drivers' friends with good runs. That's every company, right? This shutdown is terrible compared to the first shutdown. Yeah, this is worse. It's worse now than it was. Been in the shop since 8/5. Just got back on the road. They better have 5 days of pay coming up to somebody, I'll tell you that. And hotels. Unless you were at home. I was wondering if UPS and FedEx only hire suicidal drivers. They drive like the load is more important. I noticed that at UPS, some of them are going 75, and then some are going 55. It's crazy. So you're on the interstate, one's going slow, and then one is super fast. I don't know what they're doing. Ryan, at the Loves in Oakdale, Wisconsin, on a 34-hour restart, and Hardee's isn't making half their menu. What are we doing here? They better have a guacamole burger there. Payroll tax deferred, but then said it would try to get so it doesn't have to be paid. Yeah, Trucker Hershey. I cannot imagine people. Can you imagine that? Everybody gets, well, not everybody, gets $1,000, $1,500 bill next year. Oh, that'd be really something. No freeways. Hope you're paid hourly. See you in a month. That's the problem. You want to pick up a load in Jacksonville that goes to Chicago? Remember, there's no highway. There's no interstate because we're not allowed. So how long would that take you? Went across I-80 in Joliet the other day, and it felt like they were already deconstructing that highway. I think some of them they're just going to let fall apart, and in 2 years they'll all be gone. James Faust says, brake check week starting the 23rd. It is. Brake check week, August 23rd to 29th. So get your brakes ready. That's what they're going to mainly concentrate on. But you know when they stop you for that check, they check everything. So always be up on logs, and you should be up on stuff like that anyway, but especially that week. Is the mayor of Chicago still claiming she doesn't need any help? Yes. The police are going to handle this? No problem. No more professionalism? It's sad. Right, it's sad. I got disc brakes on the truck and trailer. Bring on the inspectors. Oh, that's nice. Right, I heard that they had all upgraded everything there. We're still drum over here. Work at Deerfield Portillo's. I don't drive trucks. All right, Portillo's. Nice. I spent a winter one night at Iowa 80. Yeah. Look, there's always parking. I always thought there was always parking no matter what. All these millennials. Well, it seemed they had pictures of these people in Chicago, the looters. There's a variety of ages in the crowd, certainly. Almost all maskless. So I thought this is the time when you could wear a mask. You're doing your looting. It'd be much harder to identify you, right? But now you're like, oh, forget masks. Misty got stuck at a fuel line at the Flying J for 30 minutes behind FedEx triples. He pulled up, but after I fueled, you were stuck. So was somebody behind you? I've had to back out of some of these places too. It's ridiculous, okay? You cannot block the place off. Go park somewhere. If you have triples, go park along the side. I used to tell my coworkers about how I got homesick for the Chicago area. Now I'm not so sure. Yeah. Do not get homesick for Chicago. Jeanette met my husband at Iowa 80. Really? Got snowed in together and we were married 2 years later. Did you get married at the truck stop? That would be pretty cool. We left Memphis and our new house is about 80 minutes from the Gulf, but it's 3 acres away from everyone. 30 minutes from the Gulf. All right. Why can't you move in? Come on, mess you right. Look, me. So the problem, whole bunch of dead people laying around because they ride in Ludi. What the heck? I'm extreme upper 30s. I can't decipher that one. When they banned a spanking in schools 20 years ago, people said the world would go to crap, and here we are. Big Nate Jobber. Did you see the Trans Am driver on YouTube video got stuck at a drive-thru at the McDonald's? No, I missed that. Oh my gosh. That would be so great. Who's going through the drive-thru in their semi? If you wear it, make it a parrot. That's always the way to do it, really. I mean, how else can you do it? Always make it a parrot. Be safe and wear that headset. You're going to need both hands. One to shoot out the windshield, where you're shooting at people, and the other one to... One on the gun and one on the steering wheel. There's a click. All right, I missed that click, and we're back. And we're back. Mark, you're the fourth person I've heard say that about Garmin. I just didn't like it. It's built in. It's not a separate Garmin. So you're like, here's an ELD and here's a truck. And it is, people say, well, you're probably using a car-based Garmin. This is a truck-based Garmin. I had to put all the information of the truck in. How tall is your truck? How long is it? What does it weigh? Do you want to take the toll road? Do you want to go on ferries? All this stuff. So you had to put all that in, and it still has no concept about anything. So I'm not a fan of it from the one. That's the one I've used. I use Google Maps for cars on a phone. That's how I do it, okay? And I haven't done it on this phone yet, but on the back of the phone, I attach Velcros and other Velcros on the dashboard. But I just got this, so I have to put those on there. And I just use that. And so I'll call a place in advance and say, where are you? Get all the directions, and then just knowing the roads and some common sense. If you see a sign, I've seen how many trucks? 12-7 ahead, and no trucks beyond this point. Oh, I could probably make it. Okay, you don't go down that road. So I just use it to help with turns and stuff like that. The GPS and the ELDs are garbage. I totally agree. Loaded with Haz liquid, big pharma waste to be incinerated. Wow, where does that come from? Big pharma waste. So like the liquid they use to make pills? Canadian Tanker Yanker is here. Hello, Mark. I see you finally got a haircut. For half off, I'm sure. Yes, I did. I did not get to go to the haircut corner, which for people that don't know is half off a haircut for half a head of hair because it was too busy. So I had to end up at Great Clips and pay full price. But they finally did get in there. Yes, finally. Let's see, where did I go off to here? As usual, I lose my spot here. Oh, there I am. I used truck maps on my phone. Works good. Use Google Map, but keep me on the truck routes. Misty, I agree. Because it's not 100%, I'm not going to follow. I don't follow it. I'm just like, I'll get around it because I got around with just a paper map. So that's how I do that. In my opinion, a map is the best sit down for a few minutes to plan out your route. That's how we always did it back in the day, as the people say. Christopher, can you see my messages? I can. I read them. Rand McNally's awesome until it gets 9 months old and it dies. Haven't had a problem out of my Garmin yet and have had it since October. They should last a year. Can we say they last a year? The only issue I have with my Rand McNally is address won't show up on it. Will make you go around an area that you didn't need to, but going in the same direction. Yeah. Look, I use the phone every day. I used my last phone for almost 3 years, and it's on every day, even just for traffic. So the GPS ought to last at least that long. Eddie McFadden, hello. So I passed my hazmat test, Chris, last week. Thanks for the support. That's awesome. Now you're officially hazmat certified. Imperial NYC, hello there. When you haul these hazmats, be sure to work somewhere that pays you extra for doing it. Some do and some don't. You had to go through all this hassle and stress and everything. That should be worth something. So some companies pay per load, $25, $50 a load. Some pay per mile. Some pay 2 cents a mile your whole year. Some pay 4 cents a load. You should get something. Al Johns, I stopped using anything but Google Maps. Just got to read the signs. Yeah, I agree. Jeanette, I had no heat in my truck. Just wanted to warm up. Oh, yikes. Well, I guess that worked out good. Leading Mobile News. Hello, that is the Leading Mobile News. Can't stand anything or driving it in Chicago. Yes, I've left the area and don't plan on getting back there. Trucker Hershey, GPS units are great, but you still have to be smarter than the electronics. That's the thing. You can't depend on this stuff. Too many drivers, and I think it's people that grow up with it probably depend on it. And that's how it is with everybody. I depended on a map, so some people depended on stone tablets with runes on them, so it just depends. But still, you just can't depend on it. You've got to, drive the truck. Don't ever let the technology drive the truck. Christina, you couldn't be president because you're not a billionaire. Oh, that's right. That could change. I could hit that lottery. I got that dollar scratcher. I think you're right about that. H. Ross Bro, how much money did that guy have? And he only made a small dent and everything. And people are like, H. Ross Pro. So exactly. Driver 48. I think tearing down the interstates is a horrible idea. I agree. Do they now want us to use our Jake brake in the middle of the night cruising through their neighborhoods? There's always those signs. Usually I only use mine at the truck stop. I'm sure to get up to, 2,000, 2,200 and then hit the Jakes right in front of people. Tony, 5,000, good afternoon. Oh, great roller wiener eating, young looking Mark. That is true and very much appreciated. Who's at the manhole this weekend? It's always early on Monday to determine who's going to be at the manhole. We've got Steve Turner there, I think, this weekend, the Tina Turner impersonator. So that should be a lot of fun. Remember, everybody comes in the back door there. Trucker Hershey, how do you know he's not a billionaire? Yeah, there you go, right? A billionaire next door. Anybody read that book? UPS speed limiters are set regionally, but... Okay, Canadian tanker yanker. I see what you're saying. I'll be on the road and one will pass the other one. And like one is just like cruising. You're not going to run during break week. I always hear drivers that, and I always wonder, do they actually take off during break week? Because believe me, the first week of September show, I'm going to ask people, what did you see during break week? And pretty much people say nothing special, mostly just the normal stuff. So... Jack, I use my phone GPS for traffic delay. Exactly. That's exactly how I do it. CB is becoming a thing of the past. I don't know how many backups I've came on and no one has said anything. I know. My Midland 75 785, I don't ever hear anything on it. They could check all they want as long as you're at home. Fleet Nav Systems is here. Oh, it's good to see you. Happy Monday. Their live show is on hiatus at the moment. But you can go still check them out on YouTube. How about that? Fleet Nav Systems. And when they come back on, we will be the first to announce it here on a live scoop show. FedEx, at least all their own units are owner-operators or private fleet contracting their fleet. All FedEx freight is company owning. UPS, I'm not sure. I don't know if I see too many. UPS uses like third parties to pull their freight. I don't know if any are owner-operators. Fleet Nav is not able to be here very long, but wanted to check in. Well, it's good to see you today. I hope you're doing good. Let me merge in. Got done with PT and OT eating lunch. George Wilson, hello. Trucker Hershey, because we're company drivers, that's how we know he's not a billionaire. That's about true. It'd be tough to become a billionaire being a company driver. I mean, I barely make enough to live as it is. And let's see, I'm rolling the thing around. And I need a U-Haul truck for a night of peaceful looting. Yeah, you can just go steal a Model X out of Tesla. It's got a large cargo area, and they've got a bunch of them. Go take a few of them. So you don't need a U-Haul. Don't you have to be smarter than the electronics? Yes. Don't be fooled. Oh, that's a good question for Fleet Nav. So, has Garmin come automatically with the Geotab, or I think those are? I think that's going to be a company-specific thing. Marcus, don't be fooled. Apple and Tesla plant people to loot for the insurance. I was at the Atlanta building. 2 white guys set the police car on fire. Dude had a Molotov cocktail. That's classic, right? And I've not mentioned anyone's race there in the pictures, which is irrelevant. And I'll tell you this. The looting in Chicago, there's tons of videos about it out. It's just everybody bashing into all these buildings. I doubt that they're plants. They would have to plant people to loot the whole downtown. It doesn't seem to be that way. To me, it doesn't seem to be that way. Columbia George greetings drivers just spent the last 4 hours waiting for a PO number to load. Dispatcher called in sick. That's awesome. PO number to load. Well, dispatch, I'm off. Isn't it great they can call in sick and stay at their house? What happened to a driver who's sick 1,000 miles from their house? They go, well, we still need this load delivered. What are you doing, right? They just expect you to work. No sick days for drivers. But sick days for the staff, of course. Nassim Ahmed, you're new here. All right, well, welcome. It's good to see you. We got to close on it. I've signed the contract. Oh, so you're just working on it. Okay. Was the marriage consummated at the truck stop? We will just assume that. What are the laws that conceal carry in the trucking industry? All right, so I'm not an expert on this at all. From what I understand, and there are people that know this stuff, as long as you otherwise can legally carry the gun and have a permit, any state that honors that permit, you could use. But like the Indiana permit is not honored in Illinois. So you cross into that state, you have to take it apart. And a lot of companies, I'm a company driver, my company and probably 90% of companies would prohibit you from carrying a gun. Now, the police wouldn't have anything to say about that, but you'd get fired for it. They don't like they don't like you to have a knife here. They consider it a weapon. Although I carry my knife anyway. It used to be steer with the left, shift with the right. Now it's shoot with the right. That's the good thing about automatics. That shifting hand can be freed up for a weapon so that you can get through wherever you're going. And we gotta upgrade. I was like the 45. Now we gotta upgrade to Glocks because I need the extra ammunition power. There's so many people out there. There's a McDonald's in Utah on 80 that has a drive-thru for trucks. They bring the food to you. That's the only one I've seen. Kevin, that's awesome. Where's that happening? Everybody should go in there. They're doing this for trucks. We ought to go in there and then give them the business, as they say. Supernova. It seemed like McDonald's wants us to drive in the drive-thru. I quit getting McDonald's because they all want drivers to walk through the drive-thru and look like idiots. Would you stand there like this and then the car moves up and you move up with the car? Crazy. Common sense. What's up with that? There isn't enough of that around. GP Transco's here. It's good to see you today. Hello there. Do you want to go on the ferries that keep what I do at the manhole out of the busybody GPS? Yeah, well, you could take a ferry to the manhole, I suppose. I think that could work. Misty, yes, there was someone behind me. Oh, then you're stuck, right? When the FedEx driver pulled up, he was struggling maneuvering his triples through the parking lot. What a rare moment that I actually blew my air horn. I thought FedEx and all these companies that have you drive triples, they always talk about, oh, these are our most experienced drivers because you're pulling triples around, even though it's not really that hard. But usually it's their most experienced drivers. You shouldn't have any problem. The third one follows the first one around. I pulled doubles. I have not pulled triples. But number 2 goes where number 1 goes. So easy. Kind of like the parking lot at truck stop. Apple Maps works perfectly for me, Roger Penske, all over the southwest, west of 35 and the Mexican border. All right, Apple Maps. That's an Apple thing. There's some new people to Apple Maps now from last night in Chicago. Okay, Andrew, I figured nasty chemicals for nasty drugs. All right, so it's the byproduct of drug production. So there's some billionaires right there. Road Atlas is easy to use if you don't have a 14 working against you. There wasn't the 14 hours when certainly I started looking at the Road Atlas, and I would always buy the paper one every year because I like to write on it. And I would get a new one every year. It was cheaper. So I can't remember the last one I bought. 2005, maybe? No newer than that. Chris, Clean Harbors pays $100,000 to haul hazmat over the road. Not bad. There are those kind of jobs around. Christina left the area, now going to move east, move towards Ferdinand, coming soon. All right. We've seen some houses in Ferdinand down there. So Tell City, I was looking at some of the houses down there. Holland, right. There's all kinds of places down there. I use Google Maps, but still use my map almost every day. I do too. I always have it on for traffic, at least for traffic. So it's on all the time. As soon as there's a problem, Google Maps says, hey, there's a shorter route by 47 minutes. Do you want to take it? I'm like, yes, I do. And you wouldn't know about that otherwise because the old CB is not helping that much. Misty, I do a lot of local deliveries, so getting routed on truck routes helps a lot. I Google Earth my stops so I can be sure to go in the right way. Yeah, that way I like it for the last mile, the final mile, as JB Hunt would call it. If you're going down a dark road at night, you don't know, is it this road that turn, the next road? Sometimes there's no street sign. The map will tell you, okay, it's in 450 feet. Jeanette, before CB we use before GPS we use the CB break 19. What's your 20? What's your 20 now? All it is shut up, stupid. That kind of thing, right? That's all it's on there. If anything, if you can hear anybody, you have to plan your weeks. You do your break at the manhole. All was 34 at the manhole. And I had to work Saturday, so that stinks, right? Alexandra, I'm rendezvousing with a trucking buddy. We're teaming our freight across Ohio. All right, that should be fun. Team across Ohio. That doesn't sound too dramatic. I see what you're saying, though. My Garmin is connected to my phone and alerts me to traffic delays and other rerouting options. Oh, how fancy, Darnell. I didn't know they did that. So, I guess the tablet things that go in the windshield, they're probably pretty fancy now. The last one I got was a Navi, Garmin Navi, like 210 or something. That's the last one of the individual units I bought. 3.5-inch display. Trucker Hershey sitting at Country Pride eating lunch, watching TV about the Chicago stuff and the goings on in Portland. Yeah, so you see what's going on in Chicago, not far from HQ there. It's a mess. She's got junk mail and you've got ice cream. I'd rather have your load. Who has a load of junk mail? What kind of load is that? Junk mail. Tell her to burn that load. Hello, Mark from the lovely Chicago. Jason King. Are you being safe there? What's happening in Chicago around you? Anything right now? I hope nothing. Yikes. I look closely at the driver's door of FedEx Freight. It will say operated Mahatma Gandhi Trucking. I caught in a complete stop traffic jam on 10 West out of Phoenix. All right, Mahatma Gandhi Trucking. I love it. Peaceful trucking. That wreck the other day in Virginia, 1,000% preventable. I know. There was that huge wreck, people smashing into each other. Slow the heck down and space it out. That was really the problem. Not enough space. People, I don't know how many people died. Didn't somebody die? At least a few people die. Ridiculous. That all these kind of rear end wrecks are preventable, which is actually the name of a great band coming up too. But those wrecks seriously are preventable. These trucks, cabs were smashed underneath the trailer in front of them. Space it out. We see this every day all over the country, here too. Misty, if you get $1 a mile at KLLM, you're a billionaire at the retirement. That's true. At KLLM, you make so much money because they have so many miles. It's known as the company with the most miles. Jeff, this is his girlfriend, Amy. All right. Well, hello there. How you doing? I'm just talking to the guy on the contract. They aren't exactly franchises, but they're contracts. Yeah, a lot of them are not. They're all third party like that. Survey says 80% of truckers say they will not deliver to defunded police cities. They say it, but will company drivers do it? That's the thing. What's the question about Garmin? So when you have a Geotab, and if it has Garmin in it, is that provided by Geotab? Or is the Garmin that is on the tablet provided by the company? Or is it just come with the tablet when they buy it from the store? I don't think it's a Geotab product. That's what I'm saying. Mark, hello everyone. I'm sorry I'm late. Oh, it's good to see you. The contracts are freely for sale. Yeah. Didn't Kevin Rutherford used to have one? That's where I remember hearing about that. Those that want to buy them in a price according to demand. There are certain caveats. You have to meet FedEx standards or whatever. The right hat or mad. Hello there. Alan B. Trucking. Still trying to figure out dispatch leaves you sitting and then complains about idle time. I know. Hey, it's hot out. Tell them get lost. On that kind of stuff, you tell them bite me. Right? I'm so sick of them griping about it. Tell them, look, then get me a load if you don't like the truck sitting here running. It's hot. It was 90 here yesterday. It's hot around the country. Tough. Buy an APU, get me a load, or the truck runs. One of those three. We just got to stop tolerating this kind of behavior, like treat you like you're 4 years old. It's hot out, okay? I would sit in my car to be running too. Come on. What about your trucks about what your trucks will look like to be maintained? However, there are a series of private fleets that make fairly decent wages. Yeah, some of them pay pretty good around Indianapolis. I've seen 75, 80 cents being paid. You need a speed loader for the 45. You do. still, I mean, it's better to have 19 in there, just because there's so many people. Keep your unloaded gun and a fingerprint safe next to the shifter, magazine, and a cup holder. Legal in 49 states, but not in New Jersey. Even Illinois, of all states, will allow that kind of thing. We talked with Trooper Hoover about some of those concealed carry questions in one of the live streams. That's true. An actual trooper. Better fired than dead, Second Amendment. I agree. That's true. Everywhere I used to work, I've carried a firearm, mainly local in oil fields, except when I was an owner-op for Landstar because I hauled military freight. Oh, they probably won't let you on the base with it. They wouldn't let you in a prison. I remember, I don't remember which prison it was. It seems like I delivered, this was a long time ago, and they went under the truck with, like these mirror things on a long stick, and they looked around in the cab. I don't think they would have let me in there with a gun. FedEx are contracted out west here. I think that's nationwide. Jeffrey Herring, good afternoon. It's good to see you. Marcus, my AR and Glock stay mounted in my company truck rather than be fired than dead. I agree with you. I mean, there's that too. Now, I don't go to Chicago, certainly, but we have some people that do go to Chicago, so they would fire you here for it, and most companies, I bet, even if they don't have a policy, if you asked them, say, I have a gun in the truck, you'd be fired if they found out about it. All FedEx ground is contracted. It seems like it. I have to break down and buy a new paper map when they tear down all the interstates. Cash is king. Yeah, it'll be all new, updated with no interstate system. Wouldn't that be a great load that you, some of those loads you get? My Garmin Desi, which I've seen these names, but I've never had one that new. Desel 580 standalone is fantastic. I'm just not a fan of the built-in one. Hey, James is here. Gazillo from Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. What's happening? Hey, I never thought I'd see the day when I'd rather live in Brooklyn than Chicago, but that day's coming. Fleet Nav, you're going to cut it short. Great to see you all and have a good day, a week. All right, well, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Only guys that need CB now are oil fields. Oversized to talk to pilot cars and dump to talk to loader ops and scale house if you haul out of a rock plant. I will say this. I think people still need a CB. There are places when you go in somewhere and they go, all right, go park. We'll call you on channel 30 or whatever. And if you don't have one, you have to give them your number and hope they call you on the phone. You have to do all these other things or sit in the break room. So sometimes you still need a CB. I still think you should have a CB, a working CB in the truck. Just getting $800 for that load, but it's going to Boston. Oh my gosh. So it's junk mail, which everybody hates anyway. And it goes to Boston. Forget that. I'm sure you don't have a choice, but I'm just saying, forget it. Boston. Who wants to go to Boston? 500 easy miles today. Air Gunner Bob delivering Indiana this morning. Stay safe. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And that's a good load. And you're not far from me then. I assume you have at least within a few hundred miles of me. I hope. It's good to see you. Let's see. All right. Where did I go off to? Let's see. Triples are only allowed to run on Class 1 and Class 2 highways. Roger Penske, multi-lane divided limited access highways. Oh, that's very fancy. Same with Turnpike doubles, 53 and 48. There's a breakdown lot at the Indiana-Chicago border. Yeah, all along the toll road up there, there's triple breakdowns. But usually they say, the people that haul these are the most experienced drivers we have that are hauling triples. So should be able to navigate a truck stop. Cash is King Trucking. There are a lot of rear-end wrecks at the manhole. That is for sure. Those don't make the news, though. I'll tell you that. Mark, the voice of the truckers. What's happening? Christopher Robin Trucking. It's good to be here. Hopefully making the industry slightly better. Company drivers have to deliver these cities that have defunded police. I'm sure. I mean, everybody has a choice, always. And no matter what people do, you can always say, I'm not going. But, and people, all truckers are like, we're not going. But I think if the company sends you, most people are going to go. There are too many drivers on the road that do not belong in all classifications. Yes, and the roads aren't big enough. Every new interstate ought to be 6 lanes, 3 in each direction. Good afternoon, Mark. How are you doing? Kenworth Rider. I'm doing great here. Trying not to sweat today. Diego TV, what's happening? They gripe about idle time, yet the AC is running 24/7 headquarters. Yeah, they don't turn that off at night when nobody's there. Oh, I agree. Tell them to get lost. That kind of stuff, I'd tell them, get lost. I don't want to hear about it. William Huglet, better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6. There is always that. I'm saying, though, if you add that in your truck and they see it or find it or somebody tells on you, which happens at a lot of places, you could get fired before you need it. You know, it's one thing that you shoot your way out of somewhere and you're still alive. It's another thing just to get fired because some brown noser is going to say something about something. George Wilson, if you want to drive any vehicle class, you should have to go before a review board, or you want a license to operate on a public right-of-way. There should be much stronger testing than there is in the United States for every vehicle. And as they get bigger, you should get a next license. You should get the next size license, like a lot of European countries do. You want to haul a trailer with your car? That's another license. You want to drive a Greyhound bus-size RV? That's a whole nother thing. Charles, at Sierra England, they need the AC running all the time because the DMs are full of hot air. Oh, that's right. Plus, there's so much heat in the truck from all the people in it. So that's why they run it all the time there. Don't go to Canada with a gun. Got free bread, bed, breakfast, and a shower there. Told me never come back. Don't come back to our country, eh? That's what they said. Tell them fine, eh? Yeah, you can't cross the border with a gun. That they don't like. Or apparently cigarettes, because that's what they always ask you. You got any cigarettes in there? I'm like, what, you want one? I'm delivering in Canal Fulton. Where the heck is that? I am near Canal Fulton. Wow, you're all close. Where is that here in Indiana? Can I get a fish taco at the manhole? Misty. Oh, I don't think so. Yeah, they're kind of opposed to that there. So I think you're not going to find much of that at the manhole. Stay tuned after Trucking Answers for Cash is King live show. Oh, he's already been live 6 times now since we started here. I'm at my company. At my company are terminals in Vegas and was overloaded with trailers dropped from drivers who would not drive into LA County. Really? Well, Timothy, that would be the solution. If no driver went, they can't fire everybody. The problem is there's always some people go and they can always fire just you. If it's just you, they'll go, you're fired. But if it's everybody, then they have no choice. It wouldn't take long to get cities to change their ways. Tell them, look, come and get your stuff here in Vegas if you want your stuff. All the stores have to send a representative to Vegas. They could use the Tesla loop. The Tesla runs a loop on their cars from Vegas to LA every day. They could use that. What's the lunch special at the manhole this week, James Faust? Well, wieners are always on the menu at the manhole. I will say that. And always. Henry Scott, I pulled doubles and triples. I've had my CDL since 2018. No accidents, no tickets. All right. Knock on wood. Let's keep it that way, right? Perfect. Grand Jeep, you're doing an awesome job. Oh, well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. What's your thoughts on the new Freightliner? I like mine, although it's an 18. I heard they improved the build quality. The 122 SD I drove in the oil fields was built pretty cheap. It is cheaper. Okay, they're cheaper because they're made for fleets mainly, so I think. So it's not the high quality like of a Western Star, but, for fleet use, I think they're okay. You can up it. You can get them a little bit nicer. Trucker J702. Hi, just taking a 10-hour waiting on stop number 3 to 4 of 5 for Amazon. Ugh. You and Cash is King Trucking should get together on that. You people that love stops. Bag of Donuts is here. Good afternoon. Suggest everyone watch Super Trucker Dan on YouTube. He's an owner-operator flatbed driver with Mercer. Nice. Isn't really a super trucker per se, but gives you the straight information. Yeah, flatbed driver for Mercer. That'd be pretty interesting to see how he's doing. Has he been rolling steady? You're in San Bernardino. Well, at least the weather's good. I don't know if I'd rather live there or Chicago. I'm not sure. The rent would be less in Chicago. Kenworth Ryder, thank you for what you do. Look, I appreciate that. I'm just trying to make the place a little better with a little information. So thank you. And I can't do any of that without everybody here. And I appreciate it. And everybody's sending me stuff, all these driver manuals and just information. I appreciate it. One of my deliveries last week, I saw a McLean truck with 3 drivers, and it didn't appear to be a 3-bunk truck. Don't they unload, though? McLean does a lot of unloading. They have a terminal in Danville, Illinois, and so they advertise here a lot, and it's 2 people at least per truck, right? So if one driver, maybe just 2 of them are driving, the third person could always just sit in the seat, and 2 people could team with the third person being extra, and it wouldn't matter how long they work legally if they're not driving. So, yeah. Oh, Canal Fulton is by Akron. All right, well, not over here. I'm headed to Decatur, Indiana. I don't exactly know where that is. I think Trucker Hershey is referring to Fulton Marketplace in Chicago. Yuck. Super Trucker Dan puts out good, resourceful content. All right, good. Let's check that guy out. I had a 10 a.m. appointment, arrived early. Jonathan, huge line. I love it. In the center turning lane. Was told to come back. Why don't you come back a couple hours? Police will harass you. A bunch left, and I was second in line, waited and out. I would do that at the store, too. I'm like, I'm in this line, and I'm not changing lanes. Or I was like, you can go to this lane. I'm not moving. Sometimes staying in the lane, best thing you can do. After 10 minutes, you received a call to get in a door, and they were behind. I heard GP Transco, you could tell the Marys you don't want to run at Paul Harris. Oh, that's pretty good. That'd be great. I'd mark out a lot of the country. I'd put like a circle 10 miles around from my house to see what they could do about that. See if that'd be available. Trucker Hershey near Akron. All right. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is over there. I think no matter what the brand of they're built for fleet, they're built of lesser quality. Cash is king. Yeah. So Freightliner mainly, who runs them? Fleet mainly. So it's not going to be like the top quality stuff. So, but then it shouldn't cost as much either. Because what's a good new Freightliner running? 35 grand right now, 40 grand, something like that. I don't know. I don't buy trucks. So I think I'm close. I think I'm really close. That's brand new, right? Am I close? Jonathan Mestro, love the channel. Keep up the great content. Oh, thank you very much. We can do that too. Yeah, Gracie is ready to come out and see what's going on. She's awake today. So I thought she was sitting over there. She took off. So she's probably watching the birds in the heat today. Very hot out. And thank you very much. I appreciate that. So let's see, where did I go off to here? I think I had a 10 a.m. Where did I go off? I'm lost here. I think no matter what the brand, they're built for fleet. Right. So the 122 SD was a pretty nice 550 Cummins. Wow. 13-speed manual. Sweet. All chromed out. I could do without the chrome. And a 40-inch bunk, but not nearly as nice as Pete's and T800s. The chrome just gets dirty too fast, I think. So, Grand Jeep, no BS on the channel. That was good content. Thank you. I appreciate that. I try to keep all the drama and BS out of it, certainly. Bin players help. Yeah, what's going on? It's the same way at Schuster. They have no-go area. How big of an area? That's a good question for you people with no-go areas. How much of an area can you no-go on? There, I don't know what that means. Hey, I live just west of Bloomington, Indiana. All right, in the sticks, Jack. You need to move south where the hills are. I've been through Tell City and surrounding areas. Yeah, we're going to be going down there probably next year at some point. Maybe springtime, so looking for a house. Don't know. They have some new houses down there and used. All in the area, somewhere around there. Misty, you have to go to Happy Clams. Yeah, that's the yeah, Donkey. Maybe a Happy Clams would be yeah, because there's just no just don't have the fish tacos at the manhole. Multi-stop is great, makes the day go by fast. I had 4 stops in the DC suburbs done before I knew it. Oh yeah, that sounds great. Everybody on here is going, wow, how do we get in on that? I'm never a fan of stops. I can't take it. I don't even like doing one stop, much less, anymore. Taking bids to reveal Mark's prior employer. Appreciate that. See what you get on that. Thank you for another Monday in the can. Kevin, yeah, just like Saturdays, gotta go. Thanks for being here. Cat 6 and Z Cummins N14, which would you guys rather have? I've always been a Cummins fan, so I would take the Cummins N14 out of those two. Christina, new truck is $200,000. I'm a little bit off. I can't believe, well, you're telling me a Cascadia? Okay, like a fleet Cascadia is running $200 grand. What's a Western Star then? $5,700. $300,000? I mean, wow. Holy mackerel. That's a lot of plastic for 200 grand. I mean, looking around inside of it, it's not like super high build quality or anything inside. There's a lot of hard plastic. You know, like you're buying a Chevy Sprint or something. Sprint Spark. Although they had a Sprint. You Freightliner 135 to 170. I mean, that's crazy. Saw a Swift mid-roof flatbed truck for the first time last week. When I was running for Regal, right, it was even lower than a mid-roof. And that was great because you could get around town. So going downtown to Chicago, U.S. Steel or whatever was down there. I don't remember who was down there. The steel places down there, you could just blast her downtown. The truck was 11.7 at the top of the stacks, which ended at the top of the sleeper. I like it. If you didn't have a load on, you could go anywhere. I see too many truckers with their phone in their hand and speeding. I don't understand it. Why don't we have a Blue Parrot? When I worked for Covenant, they had a replacement schedule of 2 trucks per day. So 700 trucks a year. They got a lot more trucks than that, though. They need to buy trucks faster. Well, Bill, hey, Mark, Cassius King was in Chicago last week, and I drove over to meet him, but he was online and I didn't have that much time. Oh, he should have put you on the show. I advise new drivers that go hazmat to do it full-time, not dabble in it. Keep up on rules because fines are steep. If you're going to haul hazmat, know what you're doing. Correct placards, paperwork, everything. Everything. A prior employer for a penny. That's a going bid on that. New Freightliner Cascadia is running 160. That's hard. It's just hard to imagine that, considering looking around in our fleet Cascadias, they are not like super high standards. It should be way. I got to imagine a 5700 Western Star then is 200 plus. Misty's never been to Happy Clams. I've been to the Bearded Clam a bunch of times. Oh, it's like the same place, sort of. Right next to the Bearded Clam is the waxing place, the waxed clam. You can get a new Cascadia for $150 if you're a mega fleet. You're probably getting them for $100,000. Oh, man. There's too much plastic in it for that kind of money. When you move, will you continue your channel? Absolutely. Oh, yeah, sure. It's not just a location-based thing. Certainly. Cassius King looked into those Western Star 5700s, and they're definitely built like a fleet truck. Really? I mean, I looked around in the OIDA truck when I was up there in Gary a few weeks ago, and that truck's pretty nice inside. Okay, because they have a 5700. It's pretty nice in there. It was way nicer. The touch surfaces and everything are way nicer, I thought, than the Cascadia. You know, some people used to have the hard plastic, and then you get some with the soft plastic, kind of like a car. You upgrade your car, you go, oh, I don't need that upgraded model. It's nicer inside. Everything's soft touch and everything. I thought the Western Star was nicer than just a fleet Cascadia. I remember when Mercer was all cab overs, Columbia George. Yes, when everybody was all cab over. Schneider, right? Everybody. So 2020 Western Star 5700 is only 160 grand. So the same price. Why wouldn't you get that? I guess if you're buying it, you'd get the Cascadia for fuel mileage. Ron is looking for a company to run all 48 solo. Oh, there's plenty of places to do that, certainly. New truck is not 200. A Cascadia is 120 to 180. New Pete is 130 to 200, depending on how you spec it. See, so why can't I get a Western Star for that kind of price? If you have a year experience, you could, of course, call GP Transco. They'll run you in most states around the country by yourself like that. So there's always that option. They do want some experience and have a good record, or it's going to be a no-go, okay? Bring back cab overs and bad bags. Once you're in it, you're okay, right? It's just climbing that ladder. Climbing up you got to throw everything in the truck and then open the door and climb up the ladder and then get in the truck. And bring back the Super 10. Oh, that would go great in a cab over because you had a stick shift that is like 2 feet long in the cab over, right? So that's great. And then between that and the Super 10, no, your day couldn't get any more frustrated than that. Since it's hot outside, here's some money for a cold beverage. Grand Jeep. Oh, well, I appreciate it, and I'll use that today. Thank you very much. At the Loves. Let's see, where did I go off to here? Okay, the Super Covenant had a driver replacement of 100 new drivers. They replaced 100 drivers in only 2 trucks because they don't get any miles because they sit waiting for drivers. Luke, 1234, checking in late, bought my brother's 99 Volkswagen Passat 5-speed manual for $800 as a beater car. Wow. That would be a beater of all cars, yes. The Super 10 is gone for a reason. Yeah, there's still 6 of them. I just checked into this, too. This was on in a news story. There's still 6 of them that are headed to the junkyard, but they're being driven there, so they're not there yet. Jub Owub donate. I started and ended at home. 3 of the stops were only 1 pallet. I made 400 for 11 hours. $495 is terrible. All right, so that's local. All right, so that's a little different. Local drivers with stops and going home every day, if it's local, that's one thing. But some drivers, who shall remain nameless, like Cassius King, do a bunch of stops on the road, and I can't take it. Every time I see them, I'm like, oh my gosh, 9 stops? How do you have 9 pickups? Will Bond, good afternoon. Market Trucking Answers. Keep on trucking, drivers. Thank you for being here today. Western Star is just over-glorified Freightliner. Sierra England has a bunch. I know, I saw them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this place is upgrading itself. They're so nice. The one OIDA had was nice inside. Dope Law, do you care about a pension? Anything is better than that. What's your thoughts on good retirement? No, I don't really care about a pension because they go broke and stuff. My stepfather, who worked at the steel mills for many, many, many years, he was a supervisor, so he kept his money, but a lot of the workers there lost their pension in a bankruptcy, or they got a part of it or whatever. No, I think people should provide their own way, only because I think it's not a guaranteed thing. You know, get your own thing going. The only way for security, job security, there isn't any, right? Those 2 words shouldn't be together because everybody, as we see, could be fired instantly The company can quit, whatever. So, no, I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it's great to have one, but I wouldn't depend on it. Trucker Hershey, mega fleet that leases to drivers $150. But I saw the bill of sale said they paid $115. They lease it to you for $150. You end up paying $175 at the end of 3 years, and then have to give them $40,000 to buy it. That's why the mega fleets love leasing trucks to you. 200,000 cash is king. 200 grand for a Cascade. You must be buying it through Schneider Financial. I mean, holy mackerel! That's a lot of money for that. All that plastic. It's a sea of plastic in there, and I can't complain in as much as they give me the truck to drive, so that's what they're buying to save money. But I wouldn't buy that kind of truck. It's cheap inside. Never trust your care to help with hazmat. My safety department has told me it's okay to haul 55-gallon drums unsecured. Oh, it's sealed. We always do it. Oh, brother. They just want the load hauled. Ultimately, as the FMCSA says, it's up to you. On the load is secured. Everything is correct. You better have it right on that kind of stuff. Know what you're doing. Know before you go. Roger Penske, all you got to do is pay me. I'll go to the L.A. County. I'm there almost every day, right in the heart of Compton. Nice. The rides are downtown, and Compton's the other ratty places. Yeah, it's super good. Christina liked the Super 10. Ugh, you just can't get going in them. Everybody that's driven one, I mean, it's so slow. Prior starting, the driver lets us know where they would not like to run. We make sure it's okay with our op side, and both sides sign it on paper. Really? Oh, I'd have a big marker on a bunch of the country. How many places, that's a good question for GP Transco. How many places can you put in there? I mean, can I list zip codes? Can I do it like that? They'd be like, this guy is so annoying. Cash Gig Truck, there are a lot of prime drivers that think that $200,000 for a truck is cheap. I know, I saw another carrier, I can't think of the name, but I wrote it down too. $6.99 a week plus 13 cents a mile was their lease payment on a truck. Oh, great. What do you think about that? Bubba, there isn't one truck W900L with a studio sleeper. Isn't there only one W900? Yeah, there's a W900L with an 84-inch studio sleeper. That'd be a nice truck to get as a company driver, but I don't think I'd buy one because I need the fuel mileage because I got to make money. JJ Hammer, so that's why I understand why companies buy a truck that gets good fuel mileage. I get it, right? If they give me the choice, I want the other truck. My dad drove for Alpha Beta back in the day, drove a cab over GMC. Yeah, an Astro. I had one. Had an Astro. A lot of visibility in and out, so be careful what you're doing in there. Freightliners are built to be rolled over as fleet trucks. They're good for $500,000, and then you get rid of a few of them and buy some new ones. Even the Korean Mafia rotates their fleet. Yeah, eventually they get rid of them, right? Mine's been in the shop for a couple weeks with the DEF pump, but it's getting some miles on it, and so there you go. Pops Collins likes turtles. I like that news flash. I like the Pete 79 and Volvo Globetrotter. Those are nice looking trucks. I wonder if it has better headlights than my Volvo does. Super 10s are not great. I'll take a standard 10-speed or the 1318. A 15 is nice. I never liked 15s. I'll take a 13 on the road, right? Where the 13 and maybe even 12 are overdrive, super low over, so I get good mileage. 10,000 are fine if you get caught hauling hazardous without the endorsement. Never haul it without the endorsement. Never. Don't take it anywhere. Okay? And if you have the endorsement, know exactly what you're doing. There's huge fines and problems. So know what you're doing on that. No matter what dispatch, it's fine, we always do this. Tell them to come and haul it then. Okay, GP Transco, the number of places is not limited, but it's mostly about regions. Drivers can say no New York or no Boston. Okay. All right, I'd have like a whole list, 400 cities on there. No cities above 75,000 population. They're like, we can't hire you. I'm afraid to ask, do they still use the term SLC and said to contain on my bills? Am I dating myself? No, I think places still use it, and even now probably more so because some places won't let you inside to count it. So I think if they say you got to stay outside in your truck and just sit there by the porta-john, then, hey, that's their count and it's their problem. So that's shipper load and count on that load for sure. I've been driving ProStars the last 8 years. The Cummins have been reliable, yes. Everything else seems to fall apart. Well, international. $80,000 on current truck, not many options in small sleeper. Oh, so is that all the truck cost? Was that new? That can't be new. Thought of it too many and the driver's not compromising. It might just not be a good fit. I know. For the driver and for the company, so we go our separate ways if we can't agree. No harm done. So 200 zip codes would probably not work for you. Oh my gosh. I really like the new Peterbilt 579s, but with a Cummins in it, I drove a 2016 model and still drove very well, very stable on the road. But I'll take a new Freightliner Cascadia. Yeah, it was like a new truck. Is trucking a passion or a gift, Dopelo? I don't know about a gift. I mean, I just like trucking. You know, at 21, I didn't know what I was going to do, and I like to drive. And they're like, I see these commercials that say, "Hey, you can drive all over the country and get paid for it." I'm like, "Oh, all right, I'm in. I like to drive anyway." So, bingo. Next 3 weeks later, next thing I know, here we are, all this time later, in my extreme upper 30s, still driving, because it's a good job. There's a lot of problems in the industry, needs to correct itself in a lot of ways, but it still will give you a job your whole career. So that's something that you probably can't get in any other field, where even if your company personally lays you off, there's another job right around the corner if you'll just keep a clean record. That's all you have to do. There's another company around the corner that will let you work there. If I drove for GP Transco, I would want a teal truck, and my no-go zone would be Indiana. Wow, a whole thing, a whole state. That's good. I love Cascadias and could turn this thing around in my front yard if I had to. Meanwhile, the Pete's and Kenworths are struggling to back in with the long hoods. Beautiful trucks. I know, I see this too. So sometimes I'll have to go to a drop yard, and these guys are bringing these gigantic long trucks in there, and then they can't back up. It's 40 pull-ups because the truck is too big. It's not practical to use every day. 5 or 10 minutes a day extra spent backing in is hours and hours and hours over a year that you're not making money because you're taking all day to back in. The hood doesn't make you any more money if you own the truck. It's nice to have one, and I would take one as a company driver, but I wouldn't buy one because I don't get any more money paying for that hood. I just don't. Can't promise a teal one. First come, first serve at orientation. Yes, for GP Transco. No promise of teal trucks. It was new. Truck had sat on the lot. Oh, so good. They got a bargain on it. I get a lot of cars that way. GP Transco doesn't go to New York. I just talked with GP Transco. Should be to work with them next week. Big country catfishing. All right. Good for you. That's pretty good. They do, but we can afford agreeing to have some drivers refuse to go there because they have other ones who don't mind. Some people love going to New York City. I don't know why. And it can't be for the pizza. We go everywhere with New York City. We can have a number of drivers refuse to go there as long as they discuss it with you in orientation. Oh, look, that's for any company, and I totally agree with that. It always frustrates me with people that go to work somewhere and everything's laid out. Okay, so they'll send me the driver manual and a list of pay in it. Mark, I'm only getting 30 cents a mile. I'm like, but it's in your driver manual that they give you up front at orientation, and I'm sure you discussed this with them. And so now you've been there 6 months and you're not making a lot of money, right? But you agreed to that money. So it's not like they've changed anything. If the company changes something, that's one thing. But if you have a deal up front, then that's what you're getting. You can always quit, but you can't really complain about something that you agree to, or at least should check with up front. You cannot work anywhere, it would seem like in any industry, without knowing how much you're going to get paid up front. Everything that you're going to get paid. If it's not teal, I will steal. Oh, that's good. Raptors are promised, though. We're thinking of welcoming the teal side as a slow. Oh, welcome to the teal side. Oh, that's very good. I wonder if you'll get a letter from Lucas Industries for that. I wonder about that. 53-foot is illegal in the 5 boroughs. Oh, you see those everywhere out there, right? I wanted to tell you about the CEO. Now, this is a sad story. Get your Kleenex out. The COO, I should say. William Meek. He's the ex-COO of Celadon, Chief Operating Officer. Now, remember they had a little $60 million securities problem. He's indicted on a bunch of federal charges and stuff. We don't like to discuss that. But times are tough when you're indicted. I mean, the stress has got to be terrible living in a mansion. I assume a mansion. So he planned a little trip for Labor Day. And he had to go to the judge to ask him to get permission to go to an exclusive adults-only resort in Mexico. He can't leave the country. They took his passport. He had to ask a judge. It's over $400 a night to stay there, and they have a spa, and I looked it up. They have all these, for extra $65 a day, you can get lobster with every meal, all kinds of stuff, private cabanas and everything. And it must be tough, being under indictment. And he had to go to the judge. Remember, you have to pay your lawyer to go to federal court and file a motion to get in front of a judge so that you can request the judge give you permission to go to Mexico. That's even more money. the thing is, the judge turned him down. Isn't that sad? I feel so bad for him. He can't go to Mexico for his 40th birthday. His 40th birthday party. I mean, William Meek. I mean, it's so terrible. He may get his own video about this. It's just terrible that we're doing this thing to people like the ex-COO of Celadon. Can't go to Mexico to an exclusive resort. It's horrible. Most drivers that park at my place will do a drive-thru instead of backing up. Wow, Bill. Oh, right. They don't. Most lots though don't allow that, right? They say no drive-thru because it's dangerous. Pizza's great in New York City. James says, why do they have a Chicago pizza place there in New York City? I mean, otherwise, yikes. Paul Harris, Chicago pizza is like eating a 50-pound weight. Exactly. It's real pizza. The way it's made in the old country, meaning Chicago. Teal rocks. Oh, somebody with a teal truck out there. I wouldn't care if the truck was white with pink dots. As long as it runs and everything works, I'm okay with it. Yeah, Charles, the teal ones are just interesting as a company truck, I think, because, number one, I don't ever see them. But most companies are running white trucks, so I think it's nice to have a company that has trucks that are not white. Or could get a good sense of humor. Look, I just feel bad for this guy. I mean, being under federal indictment and all these charges got to be tough. You need a vacation in Mexico at a resort. There's no resorts in the United States, apparently, which he could go to anyone, certainly in his own state, travel that way. But just terrible. It'd be blasted if we could get a large car ace from New York City on this forum. Oh, right. How about that? Cash King Trucking. I was amazed when I was at Western Express orientation how many drivers didn't ask what the pay was before showing up. Well, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that they already knew what it was before they got there. Maybe. You need to get all that finalized before you go to work anywhere. It doesn't matter if you're working at Burger King for your first job or you're the COO of Celadon, right? Get all that finalized before you accept the job. GP Trans, we've been getting more comments about how optional driver-facing cameras are an invasion of privacy. We know that non-disclosed cameras would be an invasion and try to explain. Yeah, if the camera is off, it's not really an invasion of your privacy. So even I'm, saying that. The camera's got to be on to be an invasion of your privacy. And let's always be clear that in the United States, cameras are legal in the United States. They are legal. So GP Transco has a unique policy, I think, of having the camera be optional where you choose if you want it on. And if you turn it on, they give you 2 cents a mile for having the camera on. It's interesting. I wouldn't do it personally, but most of the people, GP Transco is saying also, most people do take the 2 cents, and that's their choice. I don't mind choice. You choose it, turn it on, get your 2 cents. It's not an invasion of your privacy when you can turn it off at any time. If you aren't driving teal, you got a bad deal. Oh, that's be really good for the back of the trailers. Darnell ought to get some kind of commission for that. That would be great on the back. If you're not driving teal, you got a bad deal, and the phone number on the back of the trailers. Drive teal. That's very good. Oh, that is good stuff right there. People will call our people will call your people about catchy marketing phrases. Look, that's very, very good. That kind of thing is very catchy and very good. Remember when Drive Orange, right? How about this? Cash King Trucking never had a bad pizza. Some are better than others. I'll give you that. But on the scale, some are down at the 1 level and some are up at the 10 level. Christina, why does real pizza have to weigh a lot, even if you just have one topping? Well, it starts at 7 pounds and goes up from there. So one topping is just another pound, White trucks help with the temperature. Besides, it's often the cheapest color to use. I agree. But, and white's the most common car color as well, but I don't have white cars. So, and I would rather have a different color car and a different color truck like that. The last white car I had was an Escort. And I had it living up in the Chicago area, and it looked like one of the city cars. The rule is no drive-through. If we do that, we get sent home for the day. Wild Bill. That's usually the policy. You can't drive through. It's dangerous. Please, if you're in a lot or whatever, do not drive through the aisles. Back into your parking spot. Even if it's not a rule, it's safer. Always do the safer thing. Should have warned me of the old country, Paul Harris. I did a spit take. Look, it's old country right there, I like the bad deal one, Trucker Hershey. I know. I think that would be great on the trailers. Print 100 of them and put them on trailers as a marketing thing. Is Papa Murphy's like Chicago pizza? No. J.J. Godfrey, if I was going to have a chance at jail, I'd be trying to get his stuff as much as possible. Well, he's taking his family down there with him. Let's put it that way. That's what he said. Him and his friends and family. But for him to go, he's got to get permission from the judge. I miss Schneider Orange and JB Hunt tan. Colorful trucks matter. Oh, that's good. Do you still see Schneider Orange trucks with that road on them? Christina, invasion of your privacy is really only in the bunk. Yeah, that's really true, too. You know, as much as I don't like cameras, they're legal for a reason in that at any job, at any warehouse, they can watch you work. Most warehouses have cameras in them where they're watching everybody work. Banks have cameras watching people. They can watch you work. Now, sleeping is another story, and certainly now, the camera's on the windshield, so you could pull the shades in front of the camera when you're parked, and they couldn't see in. And I doubt that the company would have a right to say, look, we need to watch you while you're parked. So it's not an invasion of privacy per se, other than I don't like people watching me because of it isn't the watching of it, it's the after effect of companies will then call you and say, you were less than 3 seconds from this car in front of you for, 750 feet. What is going on? That's really aggravating. I think that's the most aggravating part of it. It's hot as Mexican salsa in Texas, Kitty Ling. I know, it's hot here too. Going to be a hot week compared to last week. We had a day that was 71 degrees here as a high. In Canada, it snowed, from what I understand. Runbucky Trucking says, GP Transco treats their teams awesome, too. That's good to hear. There's not that many teams running around, so that's great. If you're rolling and making money in a teal truck, that's it. The new color of money is teal. How about that? George Wilson, Dominique, the dump truck driver from Seattle, should be on here. She has her own channel. All right, a dump truck driver from Seattle. Paul Harris, the manhole will make you squeal. Yes, there we go with that. I agree. I wouldn't do it either, but it can get you in big trouble. It can get you in trouble that because they don't see enough of what's happening. They're not seeing 12 seconds, 15, 16 seconds. I'm not a fan of, so you have some drivers, especially at a place that only hires experienced drivers, have millions of miles of safe driving. And so then they're going to take a 15-second clip when somebody cuts in front of you and say, oh, what are you doing here? That's super aggravating. Super aggravating. Next year, we're going to retire the first batch of teal trucks when we report regarding resale value compared to a regular white Cascadia. Oh, on the resale market, I wonder how that will do. And I don't know if I want the teal trucks on the resale market because other people, it'll seem like a GP Transco truck, and it's not. So you don't want that. So they have to be repainted. I'm curious if they get more money. Where do you sell them? Do you have your own lot? You should. You got enough trucks. How much is a brand new Freightliner for real? 30,000 sounds real low. That's what I thought, 30. I'm finding out mid-hundreds. I prefer Cassius King Trucking. I prefer white colored truck because it's cooler in the summer. Current white truck is named Betty White. Hopefully not as old as Betty White. That's curious, though. Do you have a white car? People don't want a white truck. Do you buy a white car so that it's cooler? I don't. Right? So, because why? The car is air conditioning. Okay? So I can just turn the air on. So I don't know if that works out. Mark Fu, like ShipX trucks, they're all different colors. Yeah, I've seen some companies that do that. ShipX has a lot of different colored trucks. They all have the same logo, but they're all different colored. Yeah. So with good specs, it's 130 to 160. Ugh. A mirror colored truck would be best for that. Oh, that would be, yeah. I wonder how that would work. The in-cab you know what? Why not a mirror on the top of it? In-cab cameras are for the company employees to check out the lot list that you pick up. They go, hey, you hit that blue button on there and go, hey, check this out, Lytics. The leaves are starting to change colors. Christine, it's 90 degrees. It's August. It's like the beginning of August. Ugh, what next this month? I thought the murder hornets were going to get us. Now it's this. GP Transco has 20 teams on at the moment. I didn't know that. Canada always has to be special. Yeah, they get snow before the rest of us. Please give Brett Wilkie a call. He's the man with the specs. All right. What is the horsepower rating on the Teal Moneymaker? Oh, that's good too. Shake that Teal Moneymaker. That might not be bad either. But then you'll, We do sell some of the retard trucks directly, GP Transco. Other ones we trade with the dealership. Oh, so like a car, you trade them in. Okay. Yeah, be curious to see if they are worth any more than a white truck. Maybe, but not much, right? Does color matter later on in the color of the truck? Cash is King, my wife picks personal life colors. What is a personal life color for a car? I'm just saying, it's the same with the automatics. People did not want an automatic semi, and then everybody drives to work in an automatic car. Or pickup truck, mainly. Gigantic pickup trucks by themselves. Make it real with teal. Oh, that's good. We could get the Jets in on that. Okay, who knows the number to the Jets? Let's get them to make it teal. Oh my gosh, if you could get them to switch that around. I have a white truck, a black car, and a dark green pickup truck. Right, exactly. So I don't get the color choice in the truck, certainly, and most of them are white. But the car, right, I'm not doing white again. They look here, and Comcast here has a bunch of Escapes that are white. So I have an Escape. It's our second Escape. I'm not going to get a white Escape. It looks like I work for the cable company. And when I had my Escort, my white Escort, up there, the city of Chicago used white cars, and I was commuting up into the city of Chicago to Bloomington. Bloomberg. Ooh. Wild Bill knows what I'm talking about. 290 at 64, right in there. I like the colors I don't have to pay for. Yes, exactly. So GP Transco, 400 horse and 17 torques. All right, that's a lot of torques. My company says that yellow spotted trucks sell better at auction than white ones. I wonder why that is. Safety? Maybe safety colors? Teal implies that it's a fleet truck, which means well maintained, which usually means higher resale as far as we could tell. Wouldn't white imply it's a fleet truck? And I'll tell you what, from being a company driver side of it, I probably wouldn't buy a fleet truck. Because how do I know how it was maintained? I'll tell you from personal experience, the companies are not great at maintaining trucks. And they will put in the record, and I've seen them do this, that the truck got its services per the schedule. And I know it didn't because I'm the one driving the truck. So I'm telling you, I don't know if all fleets are this way. I'm sure a lot of them do this kind of fudging a little bit here and there. It's not always maintained. You call them up and go, because there's a sticker like a car. It's due at this time. All right. Truck's due. What do you want to do? We're busy. We'll call you. I've had them call me 4 months later. So it goes way over. So I would not be a fan of buying a fleet truck. And it seems like white would mean fleet truck. Tired of working for free? We pay hourly. Okay, now I got to go. Kevin. All right. Yeah, you should. People should. Just got pulled in for an inspection at the weigh station. Tell them you're exempt as long as the show is on. Personal Cash is King trucking. Personal life colors, house, walls, carpet, and car. I get hand-me-down cars. Oh, that stinks. Oh, but I do the same thing, right? New car goes to the wife. White is a bad color to have these days. I don't know. White is the most popular car color. Didn't some trucks used to have a yellow, red, and blue pop-out button? I think my stepdad's truck did. Yes, there were 3 buttons. Who could talk about the 3 buttons? I barely remember the 3rd button. There's got to be somebody on here that's been driving a lot longer than me. Got to sit for 2 hours waiting for this preload to head to the 15 to 70 from California. Darth Helmet. Well, I hope they paid you for that. Carrier at a standstill. Why aren't you calling Teal? Oh, you were so good, and then I thought we'd leave it on a high note, and then this. And this is not as catchy as the first one. That first one, that's a money one right there. George Wilson, I got the black color craze in my own vehicles after driving for custom companies. Oh, look, I had a Focus black, then I got another black Focus, and I couldn't stand it. I couldn't take it. I couldn't keep the thing clean enough, waxing and polishing and cleaning it because I'm usually in a clean car. Oh my gosh, I couldn't take it. And it was hot, but in the winter here, it would get warmer in the car, actually. So you have a benefit for that. I couldn't keep it clean. No more black cars for me. White with blue eyelashes or Walmart trucks. Yuck. Buy a Swift tractor, only 5 accidents. Yeah, there's no Carfax for tractors, right? It's called deferred maintenance, but they get to log it as done on time. Yeah, that's exactly correct. And I know they do that. Because I go in there, once it's finally ready, and I'm looking and I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't have an oil change 4 months ago and today. What are you guys doing? Oh, yeah, don't worry about that. We're taking that out of there. It's just automatic. So, as for buying, it's like buying a car from Enterprise. Did they do any service to it? Who knows? It's never on Carfax. Fleet trucks are beat trucks. Yeah, I have less incentive to check the truck. honestly, to keep the maintenance on it, especially when the shop isn't that big about it. If the company doesn't care that much, I can't care more than they do. So I'm not a huge fan of getting a fleet truck. And I've had this truck since it was new, but not everybody does that. And a lot of companies, a truck might have had 50 drivers or 75 drivers by the time it gets turned in. That cannot be great for it. The hot weather states have a lot of white vehicles. I'm not doing white again. I tried. I guess I need to put the Corona down. You had it. The first one is the great one, and I really think that should be on the back of the trailers. There is a Carfax for tractors, really. So you can look up a Class 8 tractor on Carfax, and it'll be listed. I guess the accident report. But if they have an accident in the yard or something, that may not get listed, just like a car for Carfax. I don't like teaming. I enjoy my alone time. I agree. Can you imagine teaming in an Astro? Everybody could see you in there? No way. You could still look up the VIN on Carfax. It would really be something. I feel for you, but the companies I've worked for were not as thorough as I'm sure you are, Al Johns. Exactly. I mean, here, if you don't bring it over there, nothing gets fixed on it. So you don't have a lot of incentive to do it, and they're not big on it. I'm just not a fan as much of buying a fleet truck. The companies all put out, oh, well, this was fleet maintained. Well, that doesn't mean anything. 7-Eleven did away with the spicy bite quarter-pound hot dog. I don't know. 7-Eleven bought all the Speedways. That's a true story. How about that? 7-Eleven bought the Speedways. So Speedways are going to be 7-Elevens now. I was just reading about that. Do you believe in masks, Mark? I think masks help, okay? So I do think that masks help. Now, I saw my doctor a few weeks ago for just a regular checkup, and I asked him about it. I go, what about masks? He goes, well, they can't hurt. He goes, and it probably helps some. And I thought, well, that's not great. So do they help? Yeah, they probably help some. And any help is presumably better than no help. And I am also a supporter of private business, so we'll say that. If a business wants to make you wear a mask at a private business, it's just like anything else. They can refuse service to anybody, so I support that 100%. If it says mask and you don't want to wear a mask, you don't go in. You don't have a right to go to any private business. So if they say no, you get out. It's simple as that. That's how it should work. Do I think they work? They probably help. When my doctor was kind of iffy about it, I'm like, oh, okay. Driving an Astro is like trucking in a fishbowl. I know. Everybody can see you all the way down. No skirts for the ladies in there. When I was at Werner, we would get in trouble if we were late on maintenance intervals. Well, here's the thing. Maybe Werner does that. When I call them and go, it's time, what do you want to do? And they go, we'll call you. I'm not calling them back. I don't care. It's their truck. I told them, which they should already know on the computer. But once I tell them, if they don't want to fix it, that's their problem. And I don't want to hear about it. And so being late, they should get you in on time to do it. The problem at a place like Werner and whatever is you may have to sit there and not get paid while they're doing your service. That's even less incentive to have you come in and do it. I'll switch trucks with them. I'll drop it off and I'll get another truck to use. I won't have to lose any kind of pay for it. The best shop at a company was Ozark. They were awesome. They should just maintain them on time. I never accepted unpaid detention back in high school. Right. We shouldn't accept it now. You only get what you accept. That's the Motivation Monday quote of the day. I was hit at a truck stop parked. It was marked on my deck as an accident because somebody wrote it up for that. Oh, the DAC, right, the company put that on there. The reason the judge told me that CEO no because he wanted a vacation in Tijuana and there was a special show. He wanted to go to Mexico to an exclusive adult resort. This is William Meek, the ex-COO of Celadon. And the judge turned him down. Feels so bad for him. The guy's up an indictment, $60 million. He can't even have his 40th birthday party in an exclusive $400 a night resort. What is this world coming to? Terrible we treat these people like this. George Wilson, the blue valve next to the parking brake. It's just a premium extra I always see when I drove Max. I can't remember what the third valve's for. Where are my older drivers to tell me what that third valve is for? I mean, in my extreme upper 30s, I don't remember. Alexander did 1,100 miles Saturday and Sunday. Today's an easy day. Oh, weekends are always great. Half the things are closed. There's always parking. You can get up early and do your days, have your days done. Love it. Yeah, we're going to be able to get a Big Gulp instead of a Speedy Slurpee or whatever they sell in there now. Christopher Robin Trucking, they have a 100-ounce cup that you can buy at Amazon for $15 and 25 cents to fill it up. That's awesome. 100 ounce. That's what drivers need. 100 ounces of soda. Like usually what do they fill it up with? Mountain Dew. Although I've never been a fan of that. But I see that. That's nearly a metric liter of it, right? Like a square hectare. I don't know. I went to public school. What's the best for over-the-road drivers? Doing recaps or 34-hour reset? Depends how hard the company will run you. And, on what you're doing 8 hours a day, you're all set. I don't think masks work at all. I think it harms one by restraining one's oxygen. You won't wear one. I've even changed my doctor because of my mask issue. There is a video about this where a guy did this for 8 hours. And he put one of those pulse things on oximeters to see the oxygen level. And even for the last 2 hours, he wore 6 masks. And it never dropped below 96%. So I think that was an interesting video to show. It's on YouTube. I don't remember what it's called. So, but I support that. It's kind of your body, your life kind of thing. So if you don't think they work, then I would say don't wear them. But I'm also in support of a private business that says, no shirt, no shoes, no masks, no service kind of thing. It's the government should only recommend things. I don't like when the government does things. So they can recommend and then people can do what they want. What's your take on auto booker bots? Auto booker bots. Was that the guy on, what was that show, right? Was that the guy on Wise Guy? Was he like the sidekick on Wise Guy? Auto booker bots? It seems like I remember that on there. Spicy Bites still alive in California. 7-Eleven bought Speedway. Slowly they're selling our country to others. Yeah, that was in the news. They bought it from Marathon, which owns Speedway. They bought, hundreds of them. And so 7-Eleven will expand. It's in like 45 states now. The yard is so large, you put 100 miles a day on every day that you work. Your yard is so big there that you actually have to log. It goes beyond the short haul limit. GP Transco, their shop and regional over-the-road are top-notch. If you like the way trucking's been done for the last 40 years. I'm back, got loaded, finally. Hopefully that load went easy in this weather. An ex-CEO at 40, I'd love to have half his income that he had. Yeah, well, he's got enough income to go to an exclusive resort for $400 a night while he's under indictment. Exactly. Who knows how you get that kind of job? Believe me, CDL is not one of the things that he has. When are we going to have to wear butt masks? A corona can't be passed by well, some people should. I will say that. The Manhole is an adult exclusive resort and sell it on an alternative location. Oh, it would be cheaper too, depending what you do there. Yeah. That's a lot of Mountain Dew. It is. What my fleet manager would shoot me $50 for every mid-trip and oil change since I wasn't getting paid at Werner. All right, that's good. But see, you shouldn't have to do that. See, you're getting that and you shouldn't have to. They should just pay you for your time if you have to wait with the truck. Either give you another truck or you get paid for your time. Not, I'll give you $50, right? It's good that you got paid, but the policy of the corporation should be our drivers don't have to waste their time getting their truck serviced. FMCSA refused Sir England for 5-driver bunks due to height restriction. Would need a pilot truck. Yeah, that's coming. That day is coming. Oh, Lordy, I slept in. You're lazy, Alexander. What? You're till 2 in the afternoon? I swear every other week, my truck is in the shop for some type of PM. Darnell, wow. Now my truck is down and the last 3 numbers of the spare assigned to me is 666. Oh, that'd be great. Whenever the odometer has that on there, I always take a picture and send it to the wife. It really, she's always aggravated by that. How do you do a PM every few weeks? I get 2 a year, usually. Because they go so long in between PMs. It was also parking brake, not really necessary, is what I meant to say. So the blue one was a parking brake? We got to have somebody that knows these 3. I'm going to have to look these things up. I do a 34 weekly and have no problem hitting 3,000 miles a week at GP Transco. Jonathan, yeah, if they'll roll you good, then you could take the break and drive. I would probably rather do that than working 7 days a week. It seems like you never have any days off because you don't. Mountain Dew is your favorite soda, but I don't drink it much because it's not healthy. What about Mountain Dew diet? Private business, pants optional. I agree. Look, I agree with all that. It's private. And then you can choose as a private citizen whether to go in there and patronize that business. I totally agree. You say, I'm not going in here because they don't allow masks. Or I'm going in here because they make you wear a mask and so I feel safer. It's totally up to you. That's freedom. Isn't that freedom? Imagine that. So I agree. The third valve was the tractor protection valve. Now it's part of the TO2 valve that's controlled by the red trailer supply button. All right. Why do vehicles get hot faster than they get cold? Is this like a riddle? I've not seen a 7-Eleven here in Indiana, but I remember when the 7-Elevens were only on the East Coast. There was one here in Lafayette and it closed. And so I guess we're going to get a few more because there's a few speedways. So back to Slurpees it is. I'd rather take a 30 for over recaps. It seems like I would too. You get some time off to, unlike the KLLM driver who only gets off on leap days, you'd get some time off to do laundry and catch up on stuff. You see where Freightliners got recalled? Anti-collision brake valve defective replacements. Yes, they recalled a bunch of them for that. They should take all that out of there, and then you wouldn't have a problem. Grand Jeep, I totally agree with you, Mark, but when the government forces their power over the citizens, that's communism. I escaped one of those countries. Wake up, America. I totally agree. The government could recommend things. They go, from our best information that we think that masks would help. Okay, then you can decide. And they go, here's all of our information. And you would read it and say, all right, for me, I'm going to wear one 24 hours a day. I'm going to shower and everything. Or I think, all right, this is garbage. I don't like it. I'm not going to wear one. That's all they would do is recommend. Once we let them live your life, I mean, what the heck? I always appreciated the sign at the manhole, no shirt, no shoes, no pants, no problem. Yes, chaps are allowed. How about that chaos in Chicago, Norman Bates? Yeah, I was talking about that earlier. Chicago peaceful looters were out looting, many without masks. So disappointing in Chicago, considering that they require them there. But looting the Apple store peacefully and the Tesla store. Many of the Magnificent Mile stores were being looted, all in a peaceful manner to, I don't know, they don't have a spokesman, so we don't know what the point of it is. But the thing is, there's no point. It's never going to solve anything by going to loot stores. No one needs to see Cassius King trucking without pants. Yikes. I've been waiting at the DMV for 2 hours to get my med certificate put on my CDL. Yikes. Well, at least you're not doing anything else at the moment, I guess. Is it air conditioned, I hope? Down there it must be. Roger Penske, there are 3 types of pizza. The deep dish of Giordano's and Lou Malnati's. There's the mid-thick, like Connie's, what I used to devour before the Bears. Yeah, there's only one kind of Chicago pizza, right? Lou Malnati's type of pizza. Gino's East, Giordano's, right, that's pizza. There's pizza and then there's other types of things that look like pizza. With airlines attached to a trailer, red charges the trailer, yellow sets and releases tractor and trailer, blue sets the tractor brakes, yellow overrides blue. Blue over yellow, Captain Ober, yes. And Mark, what do you think about Sprinter van freight? Gustavo, well, as you know, right, Gustavo, I'm not an owner-operator, so I don't know what that stuff pays. Anybody here on a load board and know if you can get any kind of money hauling in a Sprinter van? And I would only get a Sprinter, I think, that's a 1-ton with the dual wheels in the back to at least put some weight into it. I drove with my Hazmat placard set with skull and crossbones and my number set to 666. Oh, that'd be great. I thought the blue one was tractor brake only. That's what we're seeing here. Cut in there's tavern cut pizza, like thin cracker crust. That's New York pizza. It's cut into pieces instead of slices where you get your fingers burned down the middle. Oh, that's Chicago. That's ironically what I call Chicago cut from growing up there, where it's squares. Pizza's cut into squares. Usually, when you order pizza, it's called square cut. But I always call it Chicago cut because you could get it basically party cuts. You get more pieces, so you don't have to buy as many pizzas for the party. Any diet drink is full of chemicals, fake sugar, so they're not healthy at all. Grand Jeep. So maybe people could fill up their 100-ounce container with water and ice. That would probably be better for people. Do you recommend going to CDL school during this pandemic? Expat at large? Yeah, I mean, if you need a job change, it's time to get a job change. There's no better time to start your next career than right now. I guess the best time would have been 10 years ago, but the next best time is today. So whatever you're going to do to be successful, get started immediately. Do not delay. Never delay success. You want to have info on DriveCo. What's DriveCo? 7-Elevens are all over Indianapolis. Oh, okay, so I haven't seen them. They're down there. Major storm coming here in Walcott. Oh, it stormed last night here. Huge. In Indianapolis, the 7-Elevens changed to 8 to 12. Yeah, are they even still open at night? It's so aggravating that Meijer's not open at night. He was driving from MS Carriers. So it was a long time ago since I saw the blue valve. Wow. Didn't they sell out in like 15, 20 years ago to Swift? Every once in a while, you still see one of their trailers. I'm like, how does that stuff stick on the trailer that long? I don't always loot, but when I do, I wear a mask. Not because of COVID. Cash is king. That was the most surprising thing, where I know looters are idiots. The state wants you to wear a mask, and you're out committing crimes, okay? Wear a mask. Nobody would think about you wearing a mask then. Oh, this masked person, and they're looking, it's everybody. Okay, wear a mask while you're looting. Think. You're gonna commit a crime, think it through, okay? Where's Domino's and Little Caesars on your scale for pizza? 0. It's just the pizza that you have to eat before you go get real pizza. It's not even close to being real pizza. Roger Penske, Duncan's and Sons in Phoenix will let you pick your own color Freightliner from any color, of which I've seen at least a dozen different, including teal. Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, that way you can get something a little unusual. Be something other than white, I think. Too many fleets have white trucks, so I would definitely get one other than a white color. I don't like a lot of soda. I like Honest Tea. Oh, how's that stuff? I like Snapple. How about that? That's just pretty good. Let's get Snapple on the channel here. Please increase. I sound like Cash's King Trucking now. Hey, Snapple, how about some sponsorships? That's pretty good. Norman Bates, please increase following distance. I had a truck like a half a car length behind me. What's the point? Just that's where that accident in Virginia. All these semis are slamming into each other. Why? They're following too close. Space it out. If you want make money in trucking in the future, you have to do dump mixes, flatbeds, low boys. It's not the backbone. Anytime you do anything, if you do something different than what most people do, you'll probably get paid better than they do. Also, you can go and do something in trucking where all your time is paid. So you may get all your time paid that way. I think that's better. Sprint deliveries is possible in a contractor. Think FedEx or Prime. Well, if you're driving their truck, of course you're not a contractor and you're doing the IRS violation problem. Third valve was used before spring brakes, 1975. Wood set tractor, yellow sets all with none. Spring brake applications. Oh my gosh. Dayton, Ohio, Marion's pizza is the best. Is it pizza? Jack says wear a mask. Square pizza is St. Louis style. I always called it Chicago style. It's the square cut Chicago style. Square cut. The pizza's still round. Pizza is not these weird oblong shapes of these hippie pizzas. Oh, this freehand pizza. No. Take your hair bun and go somewhere else. I wish the energy drinks at Fountain at Love's. I'd be so jacked up. Oh, wow. 100 ounces of Red Bull. Oh, that'd be something. Who needs water, Christina? Yeah, who needs 100 ounces of water when I can get 100 ounces of Coke? And a smile. Anytime I'm in Indiana, I'm always looking for the great red mustache. No luck. I'm here. Here I am. Even if a mask only helped by 1% is better than nothing. Dart, that's what I'm thinking from the doctor. That's why I wear one outside. If I go anywhere, and I saw somebody yesterday driving around their car with a mask on. Okay, you don't have to do that. You do not have to drive your car. But out, I do have a mask on. And it's cool. It's a neck gaiter with a skull on it. So it's super cool also. C.S. Sarducci's is the best pizza in Gulfport, Mississippi. Is it similar to the good Chicago pizza, though? Some idiots think fuel mileage is more important than someone's life. I don't know. I bet they're not tailgating you for fuel mileage. They're thinking, oh, I'm getting better fuel mileage. Looting started with the mega carriers. Yeah, how many people's trucks are being looted? How about that? And they don't have to wear a mask either. They just do it. But people participate in it. Columbia George passed your inspection at the chicken coop. Did you get a sticker? Grand Jeep, I'm so real. I do try to keep it 100 here, as the kids say these days. You kids, 100 ounces of water. You can actually fill. Drivers don't know this. Those big mugs that they carry around, you can fill that with water and ice and just have water for the day. Rhino, Rosenberg, Oregon to Wheat Ridge, Colorado. That's not bad. They need to watch the Smith system. They need to participate and do the Smith system. Many places make you watch it. Then they need to do it. This is why companies have cameras. Okay, this is exactly why they have a camera. Because too many drivers do this stuff. I see why they put the cameras in. I understand it. I just personally don't like it, but I understand why the cameras are becoming everywhere. Your 100-ounce cup can double as head protection if you dive into a riot. Yeah, you could swing with 100 ounces of water in there. You could swing a lot around in there. That's like a half a metric ton or whatever it is. I don't know. I don't know the conversion. I would think that CDL school would be a good idea as long as there isn't much of a delay between the schooling and making an appointment with the DMV. They're pretty much open, right, for appointments and stuff. I think you can get in. Delaying is not going to increase your success or anything. Snapple was huge in the 90s. I'm a little behind the times on some things. Alexander, I haven't been able to get your live show to Cash is King Trucking. Always driving. That's the thing. He's always doing it when I'm working or something. He's got to arrange this stuff when people are off. Water's healthy. Mountain Dew's main ingredient is water. So it must be good for you. Yeah, what about that, healthy people? Soda's main ingredient is water. You're mostly drinking water. A little chemicals. Can't be that bad. I love the Smith system. Saved my butt several times. People don't participate in it enough. The Virginia accident, they said it was very heavy rain and stuff. There should be tons of distance in between everybody. But there wasn't. There's some cabs that were completely like inside the next trailer. None of that had to happen. This winter I'll install a large mask over the grill to keep the temp up. We'll attach the strings around the mirrors. I think there's going to be drivers doing that. I think it's hilarious. And they should do it. Have your car always be a manual transmission. Most people can't figure out how to get it to move. That's true. That's true. I've had many manuals. Don't have one now. Ralph, good afternoon. Jack, do they sell Big Red up there in Purdue country? I don't think so. I don't remember seeing that at the store. Maybe. I'm not over in that aisle, so I hope I never have to shift with a regular shift ever again in my life. Not even a race car shift. They are paddle shifters. Race cars, true, but it isn't the same. People have always made that argument. Oh, it's faster. I don't care. Paddle shifters are faster. I don't care. I had the opportunity years ago, probably in the mid to late 90s, to drive a Countach at the track in Indianapolis. And that is a stick-shifted car, okay? A gated shifter. There's nothing like that. You can't replace that with paddle shifting. It isn't the speed of it. It's the whole experience of driving the car. The gated shifter, if it was a paddle shifter, it wouldn't be the same. The new Lambos, they're so passive now. You just drive the thing around. That car had to be driven. You had to force it to do what you wanted it to do. It fought you at every corner, and you drove that car, and that isn't today. The shifter, that it's faster or easier, I don't care. The manual shifting is just different, and I totally would rather do that. And by 12-speed automatic with the Korean Mafia is effectively when you put it into manual, a paddle shifter. It's a paddle shifter, but it isn't the same as a manual. I'd still rather have a 13-speed manual. If you drink 100 ounces of Red Bull, you shake so much you match the shaking of a Freightliner, and you can see clearly out of the rearview mirrors. Unless it's raining, because your Cascadia, of course, was made so brilliantly that in even the slightest rain, the water pools onto your mirrors and you can't see anything. So brilliant right there. I'm sure somebody got paid a lot of money to be a mechanical engineer or whatever, design engineer, and figure that out. 290 and north is Elmhurst, somewhere up there. Bloomingburg, Illinois, up in that area. It's not Elmhurst. It was B something. Still no word on getting manual shift mode enabled. Have to call again to see if they decided anything. Tell them to turn that on. I mean, it's safer. People deciding it's safer. Roger Penske, you're nuts, cutting the Indy purse in half this year. No fans at the 500 this year either. I saw that. I'm watching Cash is King videos, and I'm embarrassed that I really like them. They're very good. Look, Cash is King is very good, okay? So this is somebody that knows about trucking, right? And is very good, very funny, informative. Should watch him live and all of his recorded videos, of which there are many. I cut a hole in my mask for better ventilation so I could drink from a straw with my mask on. Yeah, I've cut all the whole inside out. I just have the strings on it. I think that'd actually be really funny too. 100 ounces, yes, that's the metric equivalent. Hyundai to make a manual only for Sonata 2021 with a turbo engine. That'd be really good, right? I've actually, because they have it on sale over there, and they send stuff over here all the time. There's a Kia Forte manual on sale at the dealer. So the Trucking Answers was considering that as getting a final manual car. Because I've had my car 6 years, though. Sugary Tahitian treat, wait for sugar buzz, then crash. Or Jolt. Oh, 100 ounces of Jolt. That would be great. Wild Bill has a cigar hole in his mask. Yeah. A shifter is the modern anti-theft system. Exactly. Sometimes a range can't see 10 feet ahead of you, and some drivers still drive 70. I know. If you crash, you deserve it. They kill others. That's the problem. They're killing everybody else. Years ago, I was cruising across Wyoming. It's snowing and everything. I'm thinking, when am I going to get to Laramie? And so this super trucker, Billy Bigwig, just blows past me. I must have been going 65. A blizzard for like 10, 15 seconds behind him. I thought, oh my gosh, how much of a disaster is that? You just had to hold on and hope that there was nobody in front of you. Manual transmission is a better driver. I think so. I'm guilty. You drink a lot of soda. It's mostly water. What you should say, you should drink very little soda and lots of water every day. Max Mass had a cigar-sized hole. Bill Henderson. Wow, that's interesting. Does anyone follow former truck driver turned comedian Rocky Laporte? Former truck driver turned comedian. Wow. Forte last year for the manuals 2019. They have 2020 Forte FE manuals on the lot right now. So there you go. 6-speed manual Forte FE. Look it up. So yeah, he's got a couple of them, and because they're manuals, they're super discounted. Common sense just goes out the window because people think, part of it, I think, is being paid by the mile. You're like, well, crap, I can't slow down here because when you slow down, your rate per hour goes down, right? If you're going 20, even if you're making 50 cents a mile, that's $10 an hour. So people are like, well, forget this. I got to keep going. And then dispatch is like, well, you got a delivery you got to make or whatever. So that's all a big problem. If you got paid by the hour, I don't think it would bother you as much. Forgot to remove the cigar from my mouth and installed the mask, and the cigar burned through. That's how it got the hole in it. That town is Bloomingdale, Illinois. Bloomingdale, maybe Bloomingdale. At Lake and 290. I had to go to 290, and I took 294 to 290 extension and got off the extension somewhere around North Avenue, it seems like. Oh, that was so long ago. It was a lifetime ago. I refuse to wear a mask outside. Fresh air is superior. Luke, that'd be okay. I mean, the government should give you the information. Here's the information that we have right now. And you look at it and go, okay, for me, I'm going to not wear a mask. That's fresh air. I'm going to do fresh air. That'd be okay. Not the government. You will wear a mask or we'll jail you. What kind of freedom is that? That isn't freedom. Trucks never tailgate. It's the vehicle in front of us that is just grilling. Yeah, why are all these trucks going so slow? That's always the problem. Friday, a prime truck tried to pass me, of all things. Because I left late again Friday, so I'm going down 465, coming up to 10th Street for people that know it, on the west side going southbound on 465. And 10th Street exit is a right lane exit only, so I'm in the next lane. Prime's behind me. I'm going 55. He pulls into the right lane where it's clearly marked exit only and starts cruising up there. By the time he's halfway up my trailer, he's running out of room and turns his left turn signal on, like I'm supposed to get over. I'm like, get back, get on back there. Prime. Like, what do you think it passes people? The man who requires a hole in the mask, don't know why, but okay. Yeah, they provide those for you there if you want as well. They're sealed. You just open the package and put one on. I've rented a Forte in my little car. Look, the FE still got a manual in it. You can also get one on a GT, but that's the top end. This would be a commuter car for me. Just saw another truck called Bobtails missing both rear top fenders. Oh, I love that. Right. I'm missing one on the loaner truck that I have. It rusted away. North Lake is 290 and north. It's up there somewhere. I'll have to look on a map. Is the 65 mile an hour governor and trucks maintained by insurance? No, it's the company. Companies do that for fuel mileage, and I get it. Right, the faster you go, like this Volvo, which is turning super high RPMs and goes 72, I'm getting 6 miles a gallon at it. Rocky Laporte was a crosstown piggyback driver. That sounds pretty cool. If you're outside, you don't wear a mask, Al Johns, only inside. I was in Bloomingdale once, bought some shirts in men's department. Yeah, that could have been the place. 65 speed limiters are for fuel mileage, and it works. Emo's Pizza in St. Louis so good they have to have them in Illinois. Yikes. Every time I hear Christopher Robin trucking, I think of a song by Kenny Loggins. Oh, right. You get that on the Love channel on XM. Unmasked say lives matter, especially if you're looting, apparently, because none of the looters had a mask on. Company just sent a message. If you're in Iowa, shut down. We had a blowover. Oh, really? So it is getting darker out here. 100 ounces of Jolt, is that a kilowatt? Oh, that'd be really good conversion. Burbank is around 290 and North Avenue. Berwyn. My favorite thing is when you half read my comments. I try to put them out in a family style. Anyone who has a mask fetish is probably overjoyed by the pandemic. You're like, wow, this is the best thing ever. Prime piddling right in the middle of everywhere. People get annoyed because I'm generally going the speed limit, and it's people run very fast around 465 there, and so he comes around there, but I wouldn't have let him pass me just because it's aggravating, and I can go 72 in this truck. But it's an exit only. Why are you passing me in an exit only lane? The other lanes to my left are open, so get over there and pass me. Prime training should include all new drivers being told to never attempt to pass. Yeah, just stay back there, Prime. You know you're not going anywhere. Mel running, but he cut a hole in his full-face helmet so he could smoke. That's a good idea. Didn't the Beatles have a song called Rocky Laporte? Oh, I don't know. Not a Beatles fan. Right now, a 71 is on in the car when I got home. So channel 71 on XM for people that know that. Satellite. I do LTL and use STC all the time. Black holes, particles matter. That's what there would be too, right? But I do have to head to my work to make them some money. So I do want to say, don't forget to watch Cash is King Trucking 14 times a day live. I want to thank GP Transco for being here and answering all my ridiculous questions and questions for everybody. If you need a job and want to be treated like a professional, GP Transco is the place to go. Drive teal. How about that? We're going to start that one. That is really good. Thanks, Fleet Nav Systems was here earlier. Their show's on hiatus, but they'll be back soon. Don't forget about Jay tomorrow live, Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Hey, Jay, hope you're doing good over there. If you wear it, make it a parrot. Going through the slides. How about that? It's almost like commercials, except not quite. And let's see, where did I go off to? So I lost this spot right there. Oh, right. There's that. And I didn't lose my spot too many times today. Let's see, Michael Muller was first the other day. And I had Darth Helmet first today. So that was really good. And I appreciate that everybody being here. So, Aviator Trucker, thank you for coming in here. Christina, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Donkey Bite was here at a kilowatt. I appreciate you coming in. Al Johns. Chris, 76. Let's see, where am I? Oh, Cash is King Trucking. Don't forget to go see him. Wild Bill, thank you for coming in. James Faust, it was good to see you today. Let's see here. Where am I? And, Top Dog Logistics. People who wear masks in cars are preventing window looking. That is really good. Let's see, where am I? Oh, Misty, thank you for coming in. George Wilson was here today. Roger Penske, no one will be there this at the 500, but thanks for being here. Luke 1234 was here today. So where am I at? I'm losing my spot as usual. Mark Fu, I love that. And I went around to that here, and Ralph was here. Okay, right. Thank you for being here today. Alexandra, thank you for coming in, and have fun crossing Ohio. Red Monkey Trucking, it's good to see you. James Gazillo, I appreciate it. Maybe we'll share a pizza together someday. Ryan O, be safe on the way to Colorado. And Grand Jeep, thank you for being here today. I have to head to my company, of course, to make them some money, or they will gripe at me, naturally. And we will be back soon with more about the poor COO of Celadon. Keep him in your thoughts and prayers in the next few days when he has to stay at home during his 40th birthday and could not go to an exclusive adult resort in Mexico. So that must be really horrible when you're under indictment. Poor guy. I feel really bad for him. And be safe in the storm. We'll see you soon.